Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he wouldn't never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Right.
And you.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Just Do shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Just Do Boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Just Do. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What up? What's good? Salute to the family. How y'all feeling on this good Friday, man? Pardon my tardiness, man. I had to go get myself situated real quick before we came here to build on this good boxing. And, got a couple updates, got a couple, shoot down some rumors, we gonna talk about it, man. We gonna talk about it because your boy is in the loop. Lonnie Lee, what's good with it, family? How you feeling? Melanie Queen, peace to the queen. How you feeling today? Always supporting, always rocking with your boy. Ray Patterson, what's good, my Jersey brethren? How you feeling, right? Good to see you, bro. Cash Sports, my guy. The box story, and I missed your build today, bro. I was moving around, but I'm pretty sure it was dope. BVO, what's good with it, my guy? Time is hell. I got to call you later. Tell me to hit you later, bro. Hit you later. Peace to my guy, Thomas said. Hope you feeling well over there. Miss Joe at peace to the queen. How you feeling? Mike Biggs Boxing, my brother's in the building. Verse Havoc, Millen Films, Kyle Cooler, Blessings family, Russell Casey. What it do, fam? Everything about John, what it do? Bro, Ennis having these problems because he need to move up, man. I get it. Listen, we always here to talk about it, John. That's the good thing, bro. We always here to build on it, man. I'm always here. My goal, my mission, y'all, for the ones that I know really rock with me, that's here all the time, it's always to bring y'all the right information. If bringing y'all the right information holds my fighter in a negative light, my guy that I rock with in a negative light, but it's true, so be it. He that's just something he got to deal with. I ain't never going to get up here and lie to y'all for no fighter. I want to make this clear to everybody that's hearing my voice. Let me turn the camera on for a second. I want to make sure this is clear. I'm making this clear. I will never get up here and lie to the people for no damn fighter. Nobody. And the fighter I rock with wouldn't even want me to do that. I just had to make sure y'all know, y'all look at me when I say this. Boots going to have to see Big Al. Possibly. We're going to talk about it, though. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to bring the camera back up and we're going to build. We're going to talk about it. But it's always a good conversation. You my therapist right now. I appreciate you, John. Hey, look, I love the sport. So anytime I'm up here is to bring y'all a good conversation and the right information. And it's a lot going on right now. It's a lot of different things going on with Boots. It was some confusion as to whether or not he was being ducked by Brian Norman. But see, I knew people was jumping the gun too quickly, and you seen Brian Norman Jr. and Sr. jump all over it. They jumped all over it. You know what I'm saying? Jumped all over it, bro. He jumped all over it. So we come to find out that wasn't true. So where we at now is you got Boots Ennis. The only thing he won is belts. He made that very clear, and he should be allowed to chase those belts because it is nothing left for him. I'm not straddling no fence about Boots Ennis. If I'm wrong about him, I'm gonna go down swinging. Nobody at 47, especially outside of them champions, can do anything with Jaron Ennis. He gonna beat the hell out of every last one of them. That's how I feel. I don't think a single one of them dudes can beat them, champions included. Now I'm not talking about. Damn, my bad. Y'all ain't even got my mic plugged in. Why you ain't telling me? I ain't even got my microphone plugged in. Y'all probably sound different. My bad, y'all. My bad. I was scrambling, y'all. I was scrambling. All right, we good. All right, on in now, man. My bad, y'all. My bad. Yeah, Boots might have to, but he might appreciate you, Melanie Queen. I had to. The barber, you know, we got these Dominican barber. He like to take random trips to the DR, and I had to wolf out for a couple of weeks. You know, because I really don't. The last time I switched barbers, I let somebody cut my hair. Man, was the worst mistake I ever made. I swear, if I wasn't in my right mind, I would have beat the barber up, and it was the owner. I would have beat him up. I ain't even gonna lie to you. A YouTube classmate, Mike Biggs, by BVO, what's good with it, fam? Kingston, what it do? So look, let's talk about this, man. Eddie Hearn is on board, right? He snatched up two of the biggest, I think, free agents, if you will, that I think boxing had in quite some time, right? We just being honest in terms of like signee and talent, right? He got both Jaron Ennis, followed up by Shakur Stevenson. They both over there on Matchroom. Everybody's complaining because they feel like Shakur going there messes up a Tank fight. Oh my God. He never wanted to fight Tank anyway. Oh my God. He's blocking Tank out. Oh my God. He's couch chasing. Oh my God. Oh my God. His energy switching. Oh my God. He's not tweeting the same. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Shut up, man. I'm here to tell everybody. Shut up. Calm down. Pump your brakes. This is boxing. It's okay. I hate to burst people bubble. I'm going to keep saying it because I got credible, real sources behind the scenes, and they ain't steering me wrong yet. I even about to tell y'all who Keyshawn Davis is fighting next if y'all don't already know. So let me break this down to y'all, man. You know, he got Boots and Core. People feel like, all right, I get people reservations. They like, man, Core, you over there with Eddie Hearn. How you going to get a Tank fight? I get that, but a Tank fight ain't what's next. He didn't go to Eddie Hearn to make a Tank fight. This is why it's very important to understand what's going on when these moves are being made. He didn't make that move with the thought process that, hey, you know what? Eddie Hearn is going to get me this fight. He knows what I already been saying all along. And for anybody that's, you know, if you just rush in judgment, then you're going to call one of the fighters a duck. That's not the case. Fact of the matter is, he got two fights lined up from what I understand. Both being one being Joe Cordina, the other one being Williams Zepeda in February. So none of that has nothing to do with Tank Davis, and a lot of people like they disappointed. You know what I'm saying? How can you how can you go over there when you supposed to be fighting Tank? Why you didn't call Al? You should have called Al. Why you ain't do this? Why? I got you, Cal. Appreciate you, bro. You always keeping me in the loop. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got this one. I had the clip. See, that's why I appreciate Kyle Cooley, yo. I'm telling you always on point. You always trying to keep me in the loop. I got this clip, matter of fact. This one that you just sent me. I got it in the brand section. I was gonna play it. I was gonna play this actual interview, Kyle, because he touched on some things in this. But I'm just here to clear up some of this confusion for the people. He did not go to Eddie Hearn. I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm just being 100. He did not go to Eddie Hearn with the intent that Eddie Hearn is going to be the one facilitating a Tank fight. I know everybody feels like the biggest fight of your career, right? Let's put this in perspective. Let's put it in its proper context. I know everybody feels like you should have been 100% on board making the biggest fight of your career. That's cool, right? I get it. What if I told y'all? What if I told y'all, family? What if I told y'all that Tank fight ain't on the table for him right now? What if I told y'all that? Would you believe it? You know, Jusdueboxing ain't never lied to y'all. What if I told y'all that Shakur ain't on the table right now for Tank? Would y'all believe me? Would y'all believe me, or y'all think I'm just talking? You get what I'm saying? It's not on the table. I know everybody wanted to hear that it was next. It's not on the table right now at all. You get what I'm saying? The B-side guy ain't gonna be able to make the fight by itself. Guess what? Newsflash: the A-side guy ain't gonna be able to make the fight by himself. You know why? Because he ain't made not one solitary fight out of 30 by himself. So despite what people want to think, the fight wasn't on the table. People created their own news. You never once heard from anybody that was credible, anybody that was in the know, that, the focus was Shakur Stevenson after Loma. For all y'all know, you don't even know if he's still thinking about Loma. So let me just tell y'all what Jusdueboxing gathered. Shout out to my guy, man, always keeping me in the know. Let me tell y'all what I got. I got that the Tank and Loma fight is still on the table. As I said it was. I said I wouldn't be surprised if they still trying to fight Loma, because that time difference in which Loma's trying to come back and the time in which they was going to fight is relatively close. It's relatively in the same ballpark. I said I would not be surprised if they didn't fully give up on that fight and they still trying to make it later. What did I hear today? I hear that fight is still on the table. I hear that they're going to revisit that fight. And I hear that it's possibly going to happen for the first quarter of next year, possibly. So, again, the focus never shifted from Loma to Shakur. I don't care. Like, I'm rocking with my source. He ain't lied to me yet. He ain't lying. He ain't gonna lie to me. So, like I said, the consensus was, all right, well, Loma said no, Zepeda said no. That means Shakur and Tank. No, that don't mean that. That don't mean that. It would mean that if we know that Gervonta Davis and company was 100% focused on the Shakur after this point, that's not the case. Like I said, from a credible source, this source been credible too many times over. There ain't even no need for me to question him. He don't just make up news. He get it from the sources. He get it from the right people. They looking to revisit the Lomachenko fight for the first quarter of next year. So if you're really looking at it, that means Shakur is not in the plans. What should Shakur do in the meantime? Make money. What did he say? He chasing his bag. He chasing greatness. People can complain all they want. He was not supposed to sit around idle until another fighter figure out what he gonna do on the other side, right? So Tank doing what he was been supposed to be doing, and Shakur doing what he been doing. Shout out to my bro Kyle Cool. Appreciate you, bro. Tim Layton, my guy. You already know. You see me, Mike Biggs. Reef, what's good with it? Hey, Reef. Hey, Reef. Hey, Reef. Why you coming here doing that, bro? Why you coming here? Don't come in here telling the truth, man. You might get jumped, man. They might get us. You know what I mean? You come in here telling the truth. So let me get this straight for all these Shakur Stevenson, Duck, Tank Davis. If Tank Davis still fight Lomachenko, how in the hell did Shakur Stevenson duck him and they didn't even negotiate? I need to know. Need to know. Bro came right in here like he knew what I was going to say. If you're looking at it February, November-ish, that doesn't stop those guys from being able to fight each other, right? If boxing has to continue while Tank is handling his business, it is Shakur's primary objective to handle his own business. Like I said, so what I'm hearing is this: it's a 2-fight deal. I'm hearing these 2 fights on Cordina, and in around February, it should be Zepeda. If you look at the timeline, that doesn't knock neither Tank nor Shakur out of contention of fighting each other unless one of the guys lose in the process, right? Kevin King, what it do, my guy? For not being in the mood. That was the worst thing they could have said, Cal. I'm with you. F Loma. Because look, hey, Cal, if Loma would have never did this, we would have never had to deal with all these extra narratives. And I get it, bro. I totally understand. When you got a fighter as adamant and as vocal as Shakur is, and then you kind of feel like he quiet now, you like, damn, he changing energy, man. He ain't really want that fight. Nah, he can't facilitate that fight by himself. That's going to take effort on both sides. And I said this all along. I always maintain that not nobody that's pushing that narrative can say definitively that Tank Davis is focusing on Shakur Stevenson. You don't even know if he abandoned the fight with Lomachenko. And from what I hear, they didn't do it. They're going to revisit it. So they basically letting Loma get his time, but they're going to revisit it and try to make the fight. And that makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a ton of sense. You get what I'm saying? Makes a lot of sense. Lisa, peace to the queen. Lisa, how you feeling today? Always good to see you. Somebody earlier in the chat said that I agree. Shakur Tank probably not happening until summer 2025. The earliest, I think so too. We were saying that too. We saying that too. Reef. Gertz was good with it. Tank, you do no wrong either. You know this. And you know it, Gertz. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Most people that's delivering this information that I'm delivering gonna try to make it seem like Tank is wrong. I've said it all along. He's not ducking either. And in this situation, he's not even doing nothing wrong. He's actually doing things right. And why I say he's doing things right, because when it was time for him to speak up on something and shoot it down, he did it. The minute he called Cat and Shakur called Cat on that date that they was putting out there, I knew it. I said, yup, that's the first and only time these two dudes been on the same page. That's telling me ain't no fight happening. He called Cap, and he's been quiet ever since then, minding his business, living life, staying out the way. That's telling me they still got negotiations going on. That's telling me they still working on shit behind the scenes. And that also tells me, furthermore, as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, the business of boxing does not move at the speed of YouTube. This is a prime example, because soon as people heard Lomachenko said not in the mood, not right now, we immediately thought, okay, well, Shakur then. And I get it. It seemed like that's the next thing to do, but not really if you're still looking to make that fight. That's a great fight for Tank. That's a scratching off his bucket list. That's shooting some narratives down if he get in there and beat Loma up and take his belt. He get to be unified, fight a guy that they said he was ducking, all that shit in one whop. Beat his ass. Know what I'm saying? So look, man, shout out to my guy for always giving me the real information, the right information. And there's no narratives, narrative free. So shout out to Tank and his team. Like I said, they not doing anything wrong, but what they supposed to be doing. I think we just eager as boxing fans, and I understand it. You know what I mean? We ready to see these fights. We feel like we've been waiting forever to see fights. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but this fight was never, they didn't get that far. They didn't get far enough for Shakur to turn something down. They didn't get far enough for him to duck and pull out of negotiations. None of that stuff took place. You get what I'm saying? So I think people just got to be a bit more patient, especially if you think the biggest fight of his career was coming this early. You're not thinking about it fully. You're not thinking about it fully. These fights, that type of fight ain't going to just come out the blue. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going to come out the blue. It's going to be something that we all are well aware of. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Legacy, what's good with a fan? Always be consistent looking at, yeah, you get what I'm saying, on all sides of the spectrum instead of that duck talk. See, when you say that, Legacy, you lets me know that you understand exactly why I'm here, and you get it, bro. And I'm going to keep fighting a good fight. I'm not here to paint either fighter as a duck if that's not what really happened. If that's what happened, then I'm all over it, and I call it for what it is, but it didn't happen. I just think a lot of that talk was premature. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people was working out business between fighters that they ain't even work out for themselves. You get what I'm saying? So I get it, bro. I understand it's tough to continue to have to sit here and, sift through the bits and pieces of information. But like I said, yeah, that from what I hear, yeah, it's a great fight for him. Absolutely, Cal. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. On all, it's a great fight, period. For both sides, for both fighters, for financially, for boxing. It's just a win, and that's why it should happen. So shout out to Team Tank for staying consistent and not just walking away the first time he said not right now or not in the mood. You know what I'm saying? They still want to make that fight, and that's what I think we was going to get. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Loma is scared. I do think he needs some time to consider that, because that could very well be his last fight, if we're being honest. That could mess around be his last fight. He take the wrong kind of loss. So let him take all the time he need. But like I said, at the end of the day, I think they're going to be able to make that man an offer that he going to accept, and I think we're going to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't call him that. That's why you notice I ain't want to call him that. Aisha, peace and blessings to the queen. How you feeling today? I'm just past duck talk. It's bigger than that. That man got 400 fights as an amateur, and he ain't scared to fight nobody. That's all he been doing all his life is fight. You get what I'm saying? GM was good with it, fam. So look, so let me just bring you up to speed. Y'all hit the like button for me. Appreciate everybody pulling up on this Good Friday. Let me just bring you up to speed from what what I got. Opulent LD TV. My God, what's good with it, fam? From what I hear, you know, the Tank and Loma thing is going to be revisited. They still trying to make that fight for the first quarter of next year. So remember when I was telling y'all, can anybody point me to any direction where I could definitively find information that tells me that Team Tank moved on from Loma? They haven't done so. So when everybody threw Shakur in the mix, and I understand all the stuff that was said, I understand that the opportunity that looked like it presented themselves once both of those guys had opponents that looked like they said, no, not right now. It seemed like the very next logical choice would be for those two to now focus on each other. And I understand that because it just makes sense for boxing, right? Okay, well, they not fighting the guys they supposed to be fighting. Corey, you ain't fighting Zepeda, Tank, you ain't fighting Loma, won't y'all fight each other? Shakur already suggested it, right? Talked to Kenny, they went back and forth. All that stuff is understood. But at the same token, I said this before, it don't go like that. And something told me that they wasn't just going to give up on the Lomachenko fight. We probably talking about a difference between a couple months or something like that. And that don't seem like a big inconvenience for a guy like Tank that's able to stay mentally locked in and focused the whole way through. So I don't think it'll be a big deal if he got to adjust the date or something like that to still make what would be a great fight for him. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I got. They want to revisit this fight for the first quarter of 2025. I'm hearing Shakur was never a real option. They never got to no negotiations. That never took place. So they still very much on board with trying to make a Loma fight for Tank. I'm hearing Shakur. We all know he signed a Matchroom. I'm hearing that's a 2-fight deal. Why I don't feel bad about that? Because he's staying consistent on what he said, right? He said he wasn't going to do nothing real long term, nothing like that. So it wouldn't stop him from getting fights. If you look at the time in which a Zepeda fight is supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen around February. If you look at the first quarter of 2025 for Tank and Loma, that's around the same time. That doesn't interfere with either guy potentially making a fight with each other at all. It doesn't. And again, Eddie Hearn might not be the guy to facilitate a Tank fight. You get what I'm saying? Which is okay. You get what I'm saying? So long as that fight is not off the table, I'm cool. And like I said, you got to stay active. You got to stay busy. He said that. He did not want to sit around and be on the sideline. He wanted to be active. So when that call come, he ready. He ain't going into no layoff, none of that funny shit. He said he wasn't sitting around for nothing and nobody. I respect it. He got to continue to move. And Tank got to do what's best for him and his team. I think one of the best things for him, obviously, if he's not targeting the Shakur Stevenson right now, is to obviously still try to work out a situation where him and Loma could get their asses in the ring, right? It's a great fight. So, like I said, a lot of this stuff was premature. People kind of jumped the gun. And I said it before, these fighters ain't making fights by themselves. They ain't making fights by themselves. That shit sound cool, but they not. They got a team, and they got a team for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Things are going to fight Corey next year, though, bro. I wouldn't count on Eddie making that happen. I mean, look, that's what's supposed to be the fights for him, GM. Right now, I can only go off of how it's unfolding. So when it's one of them situations where you got to cross that bridge when you get there. But I do hear that is a fight for February. I hear that Zepeda never said no fully. And that brings me back to the tweet that Jake Donovan put up on Twitter. So when they said he had a kid, he really did. When he said he wanted some time with his family, from what I understand, he really did. So all of that did was allow Joe Cordina to kind of be somewhat of a replacement opponent for Cord. So boom, you get him, fight him, it keeps him active, it gives him a bag. You get what I'm saying? Tank and Loma still working out what they working out. He can get that fight out the way. And around February, he's supposed to be getting in there with Zepeda. So they say if that just goes according to plan, how they got it planned, Tank and Loma fighters accordingly, that still leaves them two in a position to be able to fight each other. Nobody got ducked on no end. Loma didn't even duck. He just elected not to fight right now. So again, they still end up fighting. How the hell did Shakur Stevenson duck with no offer? This is what I'm saying. So that stuff wasn't on the table. Shout out to my guy for always bringing the right news, the accurate news, and keeping me in the loop, man. If I get any word that something else took place and a fight was turned down, then I will let y'all know. I don't care. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is and what name it is. If that's what they're doing, if they're avoiding smoke, I got to speak on it. Desmond, what it do, my guy? Roger, what's good? Tank versus Denny announcement coming soon. I hear that they still, and again, anything can happen between now and then, right? Roger, anything. But from what I'm hearing, they still looking to revisit the Lomachenko fight. They haven't completely moved on from that. Irvin Mack, what it do, my guy? C. Wood, how you feeling, bro? Knight Rider, what's good with it? And yeah, these fighters got to keep swinging. Yeah, no time for breaks. Just keep fighting. Her name is successful Black American fighter that Eddie has promoted. Yeah, it's tough. Knight Rider is tough, bro. So look, all eyes are on him. You feel me, bro? He got an opportunity to be able to change that. Because right now, I'm with you. I don't think we can point to one. But we got to see, right? We got to wait and see. Motown 909s. What's good with it, fam? Yeah, you get to stay busy. And in the process, it's supposed to be a better fight, which is a payday at the end. Once that's over and done with, that's the two fights out the way. That still allows an opportunity for Tank and Shakur to fight. But again, we got to wait and see what their plan's going to be after they fulfill their fights. After he fulfill those two fights, see where Tank is at. It got to line up. But for right now, that shit all makes sense to me. I don't have a problem with the order of things right now. I don't. Rue, what's good with it, my guy? He said, figures. Yeah, man, duck. But I'm glad because his fight could be way bigger and I'm patient. Yeah, I mean, he can't duck GM. He can't duck something that wasn't offered to him. You feel me, bro? That's what I was told. They didn't get that far to where either guy could duck. It wasn't a realistic fight being next. It just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, from what I'm hearing, that wasn't on the table for them to fight each other next. And again, with Team Tank essentially still wanting to be on board for a Lomachenko fight, that tells me everything I need to know. You get what I'm saying? That tells me everything I need to know. And I'm very big on context, and I'm very big on just make it math. And this math don't math. You can't duck somebody that you're not in the same weight class as, in my opinion. If you're in the same weight class, you can't duck a person when there was no offer on either side. You get what I'm saying? There was nothing to duck. The plan is not for them to fight Shakur Stevenson next. So you get what I'm saying? And get to a point where he could have had ducked him. That's very premature. I think it sounded cool and everybody wanted to run with it because they had to blame somebody for why the fight didn't happen next. But the harsh reality of it is that fight was never next. And if people could just simply understand that and understand that they didn't give up on fighting Lomachenko, then it'll all make sense to everybody, right? Yeah, it's premature. A lot of that stuff was just talk. It was just talk. You know what I'm saying? It was just talk, and it's unfortunate. So unfortunate, man. Shout out to my guy Urban Max. So that it is what it is. Like I said, I just wanted to bring y'all. I hope that bit of information cleared up anything y'all might have been thinking in y'all head. So for the people that's all mad and disappointed, if there's no need to be, because the timeline still makes sense, right? The other guy still ain't moved on from his opponent, and from what I'm hearing, like I said, Shakur initial opponent, which was supposed to be Zepeda, is still on the back end, supposed to be for February, and that's supposed to be fight number 2 out of a supposed 2-fight deal that he signed with Matchroom. So it wasn't nothing long term. He stuck to what he said. And I respect it. That's where I start with him. You know what I mean? Stand on exactly what you said. You said you was gonna weigh your options. You said you was gonna see who got best offer for you and make a decision, and that's what you did. So go handle business October 12th. Make an example out of Joe Cordina. Show them in the boxing world exactly why you and him don't need to fight. You know what I'm saying? And you need to be in here with other world-class fighters and other champions. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. So I particularly like it. I like this. This page, of course, supposed to be co-main the Bud. I don't know about the co-main because I don't know if that's gotten that far, right? But I'm hearing February. I don't know if Bud Crawford's supposed to be back in the ring by February. But if so, then I wouldn't rule it out, GM, as a possibility. But that's what I'm hearing. Zepeda didn't fully say no either. You get what I'm saying? He just wanted time for his family. And in the meantime, the show must go on. And there's a date that they had to fulfill. And Shakur Stevenson was able to fulfill that date. They was able to pull Joe Cordina in the mix, which is an easy in-house fight for them to make. You get what I'm saying? It's an easy in-house fight for them to make. And yeah, speaking of that too, problem is the fans want fights now. Y'all been thinking they understand the business of it and they run it with narratives when they don't get what they want. See what I'm saying, Kyle? And you get it, bro. And I'm glad everybody in here understand my mission, my goal, my job is to bring out the correct information, what I know to be true or what I feel to be true based off the correct source giving me the information. So I think people just need to pump their brakes just a bit and just let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Just let it happen. And I don't think no ducking has taken place just yet. You get what I'm saying? I don't think nobody has walked away from no situation just yet. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time and when for people, right? It's a matter of when. So we just gotta wait and see. Nah, not yet. And speaking of that, remember I told y'all Keyshawn Davis was supposed to be fighting Lucas Body, Gertz. He was supposed to be fighting Lucas Body, the guy that Ashton Sill just, he knocked out H2O. He was supposed to be fighting him, but he backed out of the fight. Lucas Body did. So they moved on from Lucas Body. He was in the mix. Now they moved on. He will be fighting Gustavo Lemos next. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's November 8th. And it's supposed to be, I think, a hometown fight for him. You know what I mean? It was be a hometown fight. But nah, I didn't get to it yet. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it for a second, man. Let's make a pit stop. Let's talk about it. Look, I like this for Keyshawn Davis. I like this fight. I liked either fight for him, whether it was Lucas Body or Lemos. Lemos gave Richardson Hitchens probably his toughest fight to date. Some people felt like Lemos should have got the nod, right? I feel like Hitchens pulled it out. I had my reasons why I felt like he did. He was a bit more versatile on fight night, and he showed more layers to his game. You get what I'm saying? And the fight was fought more at his pace in a lot of spots, I felt like. But, Lemos was able to push Richardson Hitchens in some spots as well, make the fight very physical and tough for him. And he had to, dig deep and get that win. But the difference is, styles make fights. Keyshawn got a different style. The thing is, he can box, but he can fight too. He can mix it up. You know what I'm saying? He's more versatile than what people give him credit for. So I think this fight with Gustavo Lemos is a great fight for Keyshawn. I think it's a great fight. And this is another test. He just beat up Miguel Medueno, and that was a damn good fight for him. He showed out in that fight, man. In fact, I think I got one of the little clips from him, man. Keyshawn showed out in this fight, y'all. My boy was showing out, wasn't he? Picking ass. And he totally did what I'm saying. Wait! Step back! Wait! Step back! 2 steps back. Nah, I mean, look, Knight Rider. Because I don't tell people how to look at call outs and how to look at these videos of these guys and how they talk, stuff like that. So if you wanted to look at his call out video as cap, shit, you could. I'm not gonna argue with you. For me, I look at it for what it is. I think it's entertainment. All that says to me is whenever you're ready to fight, I'm ready to fight. Did I ever think he was ducking him? No. But that all that says is whenever you're ready to fight, I'm ready to fight. He can't make him the offer. He's not going to be the one to facilitate and make the offer. And Tank ain't even going to make the offer, but it's going to come from his side, his team, because he would be the one bringing more to the table, right? He would be the A side in this equation. So they would be making the offer. When he makes that call out, to me, that's all that says. Whenever you ready, I'm ready. That's how I look at it. I'm sorry. I look at it as entertainment, and whenever you ready, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, if people want to prove him wrong or disprove that he really don't want to fight, all you got to do is send a contract to him and prove him to be wrong, or send an offer or whatever the case, try to negotiate and call his bluff. They say it in any other situation, right? So all I'm saying is they'll call it cap, but for it to be cap, you have to call his bluff. Because right there, you could say, man, I think he was bluffing, but he would have to prove it, right? And by making him an offer, and that would prove everything. You know what I'm saying? Adam, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Yeah, Keyshawn showed some layers in there. Terrell was good with it, fam. Brian Jr. gonna be live in Cigar Talk. Yeah, you know, I already know. Shout out to my guy Najee from Cigar Talk, man. I had B Norman on a couple weeks ago. Teach was good with it, Teach. I had him on a couple weeks ago. You know, shout out to B Norman doing this thing. But so yeah, man, that's how I look at that. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how to look at it, and I won't be mad if you be like, well, I thought it was cap. Okay. You know, I ain't mad at it, right? I don't tell people how to think. It's just a conversation for me. If you think something different, then it's cool. Like, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But it's entertainment, and these dudes only fight on weekends. Dudes fighting, some dudes fighting once a year, twice a year. We don't see these dudes a lot. So I appreciate the little entertainment aspect of it, right? The little slick talk, the call outs. As long as it stay within the realm of boxing, I'm cool with it, right? I like the trash talk. It gives me something to look forward to, something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And it also it builds a track record, right? So that's going to always be in the back of people's mind. People ain't never going to be able to forget that he called him out in that video like that. He sat there and called him out. When they fight, people going to have that in the back of their mind. Like, he going to have to stand on that when they fight. You know what I'm saying? TTMZ, what it do, man? How you feeling? What's good with you? So it is what it is. But again, let me be clear with my words. It's not that the fight between them two it's not realistic. It's very realistic. It just was never an option now. That was never a thing. It was all hype up on social media. It never came from either team and nothing for the most part. You get what I'm saying? Nobody told you that they was fighting next. People just assumed that. So again, not that it's not a realistic fight, because it's very realistic. You know what I'm saying? And it's very likely to happen, but it's just a matter of when. And people felt like it was next, and nah, was next. A1 Hoops on, my God, what's good with it, bro? Yeah, we all got one. And I like to build with people, you know what I mean? I don't like to argue people's opinions. I like to let people have them. I respect it, and we just build, man. You know what I mean? But I'm always going to try to get y'all the right information. Shout out to the Queen, man. Shaver in the Cash App, supporting the grind always, man. I appreciate you, Queen. Salute to you. And salute to any other mighty voyeurs, anybody that's just listening in and ain't typing. You are appreciated, too, because I know I probably got some people in here just, you know, listening to the cook vibe.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
A1, what's good, my guy? How you feeling, man? God sure don't be running to get in the ring with Keyshawn. Nah. That's why I say, they say he talk a lot too, Dante. They say he talk a lot, but he fight his ass off, man. Keyshawn legit fight his ass off. Like, you haven't seen a fight yet where he got in there and he just, he get in there and go. That man get in there, he be on go. Love watching Keyshawn Davis fight. Emmanuel, what's good with it, fam? I love watching him fight. I love watching him fight. I like watching him talk his shit. I love watching Bo Mac coach him up. It's fun. It's fun watching, man. I enjoy watching these young dudes do their thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Him and Lemos is gonna be a good fight. But again, it's gonna be a difference. And Richardson Hitchens is a hell of a fight, but styles make fights. You know, Keyshawn Davis has the ability to be able to stand in there and mix it up. He know how to swim without getting wet and be in the fire a bit without getting burned. He nice with it, man. So I think he gonna pick Lemos apart. Yeah, I do think it's gonna be a competitive fight because Lemos can fight. But I think this is a fight where Keyshawn could display his versatility. You know what I mean? Box when he need to box, mix it up, bang with him when he need to bang with him, right? He could do a combination of both of them things. So I think he gonna do just fine. You know what I'm saying? With Hitchens is more of a boxer. So when he was getting pressed in those moments and having to fight, you know, you had to see him kind of dig deep because that's not typically what he do. He just box, be clean, be smooth, you know what I mean? Outclass you, make you look bad, stuff like that. But, you know, he was never in there with somebody to put that kind of pressure on him. So when you seen him, first time he faced that type of pressure, he had to adjust to it and figure it out. With Keyshawn Davis, I think he's more equipped. He's more battle ready for that more because he's more of a physical fighter in my opinion. He can be physical in there when he need to be, and you ain't gonna just manhandle Keyshawn. So that approach won't affect him, to me, to the degree, to the level that it affected Hitchens, right? Hitchens was more affected by the pressure because, again, that's not really, you know, the pressure forced him to fight in the inside, have to mix it up more, bang with him a little bit more, fight more than what he typically has to. So he didn't, you know, he had to adjust to that. He had to get used to it. He had to figure it out, find a way. You know, understood. But I think with Keyshawn, I think the fight might, you know, it's obviously not going to look the same. And he might be able to get it. He might make this more convincing because of the styles. You know what I mean? He really is a physical young fighter, bro. And he's strong in there. And if you just watch his fights, he don't let people manhandle him in there at all. Keyshawn don't be going for it. So I can't wait to see this fight for him. Thrill Hill was good with it. Yeah, I think Judah Vision, my guy, was good with it, Judah. Nah, Shakur ain't fight Williams instead, but now I get it. Yeah, GM. So, and again, look, I get it just like everybody else. You know, I feel like Shakur is the kind of talent that needs to be in there with guys as equal to his skill level or as close to it as you could get. I understand that, you know, people could run through a number of different names before you would get to a Joe Cordina. I understand that. But if we just being real, being boxing fans, take any emotion out of it, look at who he's doing business with. Look at the reason why, one of the reasons why he said he liked over there. You know, he wanted to be active. You know what I mean? He want to make some money. He don't want to have to sit around. That's what that 2-fight situation is able to do for him. And if all goes well, it's able to provide a better fight on the back end, which is supposed to be Zepeda. So Cordina is just a fill-in, and the good thing for it, they filling in with this guy. That's one fight already out the way. Now you got one more to fulfill. Hopefully all things go well. Zepeda say, yeah, when it's time in February, you get him out the way. He can't pick his fights no way. You get what I'm saying? He just got to go with the plan that they have for him, whoever he signed on board with. So the minute he signed on with Matchroom, he has to be on board with their plan. Like, of course, he want to grow his profile, grow his name, but that shit ain't going to come overnight. And I think Eddie Hearn is at least trying to put him in front of a different demographic, different fan base, allow some different people to see him, right? He thinks highly of the kid, so let's see if he push him. Let's see if he do right by him. You see it in my thumbnail. Can Eddie Hearn deliver the big fights? He got two of the best young talents in boxing. Call it what you want. You got Shakur, you got Boots. You know what I mean? You got the cream of the crop. Now, can you deliver? We've seen what happened with Demetrius Andre, right? Can you deliver now that you got them? So far, like I said, that 2-fight situation, I'm not mad at it because I see what you're able to do. You're able to keep him active. You're able to get him a bag, get Cordina out the way, not to overlook him. He's a solid fighter. Coming off a knockout loss, I just don't see him beat Shakur, right? He could be competitive, but he won't win. You know what I'm saying? Get that out the way, and then you got a better fight with Williams and Zepeda. So to me, Eddie Hearn will be doing a fairly decent job if he can deliver Williams and Zepeda for Shakur in February, right? And then from there, you'll see where it go from there. You know what I mean? But I hear it ain't no more than 2 fights. I hear this was only a 2-fight situation. So, like I said, if you just look at the timeline with Tank and Loma essentially trying to fight still for the first quarter, you see them fighting first quarter in February. They'll essentially fight in or around the same time, which would then directly put them in position to be able to fight if either or both teams are on board with fighting each other after their very next fight. But that's something we just got to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? We ain't get there yet, so we'll see. Nah, bro. Nah, Capone. Cordina fought at 35 about 4 times before this fight. a lot of people think Cordina never fought at 35 before. They think Shakur just bringing a career 30-pounder up to 135. But truth be told, go look at his resume. He had about 4 fights, possibly 5, but I'm willing to say about good 4 fights at 135 before he kind of found his sweet spot at 130. Then he campaigned there. He became a champion, IBF champion, if I'm not mistaken. 2 title defenses. And then in his last fight, should have been at 35 where he belonged. He stayed at 130 too long, and he paid for it. Dre, what it do, my guy? How you feeling, John Wick, what's good with it? Do Keyshawn go to another body or stay in the WBC because at the core fights are paid? Keyshawn probably becomes mandatory. I understand that. I think it's one of them things where they cross that bridge when you get there. You get what I'm saying? You cross the bridge when you get there. You know what I mean? I understand people's concern with them looking like they on a collision course essentially, but we'll see. We'll see how it work out. We'll see. But that's a good question. But I think it's one of them things where they'll cross the bridge when they get there, or they might have a plan for him, you know. But wouldn't he know the plan before signing? Core? Possibly. And if you look at it, Knight Rider, it's not all bad. Like, it's bad to people. They're complaining, but for the fighter, that's just left a situation, right? Looking to stay active, looking to make sure he get a fight. You know what I mean? He's able to do that and make some money, fight in front of a different audience, and potentially get that fight that they told him he was going to get anyway, was a Zepeda. So I don't think that's a bad plan. And like I said, especially if you got the biggest fight, because that's what people are. They're judging this move based off them feeling like it either takes or doesn't take the Tank Davis fight off the table for him. I don't think it does. If you just follow the timeline, it makes perfect sense. So it allows a fighter to be busy, stay active, should I say, get fights, make his money, and still have an opportunity after this situation is over to not only come out of that with a solid name on his resume if all things go well. So pay to say yes, he comes out of that victorious. Now you got that under your belt. Now you can look at Eddie Hearn and say, all right, you know what I mean? You was able to get me in one good fight. That's a solid fight. That's a respectable fight. If he can secure a Zepeda fight for him, I think he's doing his job. And then the same thing for Boots. You got Boots on the other end, and he's saying that he sent contracts out to Norman Jr., Barrios, and Stanionis, right? So if Eddie Hearn can do his job and secure Boots one of those unification fights, he in the money. He's doing a fairly good job with them. He'll be off to a good start, but he needs things to go well. Shakur definitely needs to not only beat Cordina October 12th, he needs that February fight to beat Zepeda. So the move could be worth it. Anything less, then it's gonna start looking shaky. It's gonna start looking like Demetrius Andre 2.0. Same thing with Boots, right? You got the Avanesian fight, okay, cool, out the way. Now you got all this Brian Norman Jr. talk. You got him and his pops. They ready for smoke. They willing to fight. You want to fight in Philly? They want a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? They want that little extra. If you're willing to move it somewhere else, they'll take the same exact money. So look, man, he got to secure these fights. The eyes are on Eddie, man. Eddie, man, he got to perform. He got to get people their fights, bro. He got to get people the fights. A1 said I just signed the Matchroom as well. Decided to break the news on Do Channel. You shout out. A1 said he signed the Matchroom. I mean, thought Shakur wanted to fight Tank. The thing is, that's not an option, Capone. You gotta stay with me, bro. That's not an option for right now. Tank is still, from what I understand, him and his team is still looking to secure the Loma fight for the first quarter of next year. So regardless of what Shakur wants, he could want what he wants. Just because he ain't fighting him right now don't mean he don't want it. He can't do that if they tied up already into a situation, which would then won't even allow them to, you know what I mean, be able to fight. You get what I'm saying? So it's a two-way street. They both gotta want to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? And I have no indication, no evidence to say that they don't. People are just forcing that because the fighters are not moving on the time of people at home. People at home feel like they know what's best for these fighters. If Shakur doesn't do X, Y, Z, if he doesn't call Al Heyman, if he doesn't sign over to the PBC, yeah, he doesn't want to fight. Yeah, if he don't call Tank out right now, if he don't tweet it right now, if he don't, you get what I'm saying? It's just let it happen, bro. It's literally happening. It's literally happening. I got some solid info that they still trying to secure a Lomachenko fight. So Shakur is doing exactly what I feel like he's supposed to do. In the meantime, go secure you some fights. Those 2 fights will put you still in a situation to be able to fight that dude when it's all said and done. You understand what I'm saying? It still will, because if they both essentially looking to face either Zepeda and Loma in the first quarter of next year, it does not remove or take them out of contention to fight each other, as long as they win and get, and keep it moving. Make that 130 before Shakur moved up. Yeah. He had that Oshaki Foster fight, but he blew it. Salute to my guy Andre, man. Always good to see you. Glad to see that you're good, man. It's Baranchik. I'm tired of just holding belts. Yeah, I was hearing something about Baranchik and the dude, what is his name? Mark Chamberlain, I think. Chamberlain and Baranchik. I mean, I could double check on that, but I'll see. First Harry said Mayweather Gotti tomorrow. R Breezy was good with it, fam. Ben Herb didn't. I ain't seen in motion. What's that, R Breezy? Melon Film said Frank need to copyright that. What's that? Fight will not be able to fight in November, man. Who that? Oh, Shakur. I knew this was gonna happen. Dude was gonna go somewhere else, and then folks would just do just this. Yeah. I mean, but look, if the fighter that people are expecting him to fight is still potentially setting up a fight with the same guy that he always was focused on, he never shifted focus to Shakur. Why are people putting the onus on him like he can go make the fight by himself? It's like people don't want to acknowledge the fact that they still are invested in making a Lomachenko fight. They haven't moved sights and attention to Shakur Stevenson. People keep saying, well, he want, like somebody tell me the last time he was the A side. I'm not understanding. It makes perfect sense. He made a smart move, in my opinion. He made a smart move. That man still fighting Lomachenko, and everybody said he ducked. How? And he's still fighting Loma. I'm busy. What it do? What's good with it, bro? Eddie said all 3 rejected boots. Yeah, man. That can't happen. He got to figure it out, and that's BS, because we just heard what the Brian Norman and his pops was sitting there talking about. You know what I'm saying? Even Loma was Cal, that's what I'm telling you. They keep talking. They jump in the gun. They won't even allow said fighter that they want him to fight to really say, yo, it's on him. You get what I'm saying? It's not. They still got business to take care of, from what I understand, and I believe it to be true. True, Tank Davis is fighting in November. You did, yeah, and I think they was trying to save that date, but now I'm hearing first quarter, still trying to fight Loma for the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Boxing Talk, what's good, my guy? How you feeling? Yeah, man. Barber got his ass back from the DR. He be taking trips, and I had to wolf out for a couple weeks. Chamberlain has a fight on the 21st of September. Do we? That's what I hear about him, Mark Chamberlain and Baranchik. I'm not sure about it, though. I'm not sure. I got what Matchroom was the one that slept on, bro. What you got, A1? Talk to me, bro. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Appreciate you, Melanie Queen. Yo, over everybody. You know it, man. Payday pie now. Just saying, nah, Bob won his retirement check too. Yeah, man. Bob know a good fight. Got Bob like, now hold on, son. Now hold on, Loma. You know what I mean? We got to go over there to fight Gervonta Davis. That's what he want to do, man. They going to make that money together, man. Go get that money, man. Go get that money. Bob gonna make sure his illegitimate son get that bag. So Tank not fighting in November no more. Not grab the Baranchik belt real quick. Listen, I'm just telling y'all what I'm hearing. I know stuff changed. Just like, remember, I told y'all I was supposed to be Zepeda until he said what he said about wanting to spend time with the family. That was supposed to be him and Shakur, but it seemed like they reworked it. They filled in with Cordina for Shakur, with Zepeda still supposed to be on the back end. You know, and for as far as Loma, like I said, it's still in the win. I mean, still in the works. For our final champions for the rest of his career. Man, oh man, bro. Y'all kill me, man. I don't know what kind of conversations y'all be having, bro. Jarrell, what's good with it, man? Yeah, he just be saying anything, bro. Like, I'm done. Let's keep talking. Let's keep building, man. We ain't gonna be here super long on this Good Friday. Y'all make sure y'all smashing the like button for your boy, man. Don't forget to hit that button for you. Yeah, he's scared, bro. He's scared, Capone. I know, man. Yeah, man. He's terrified, man. But let's get back to what we talking about. So, yeah, man. That's what it is for me. So I hope everybody up to speed as far as that's the best I could do with the information that I got that I believe to be solid. He said, you're not messing with Ryo. Yeah, that Ryo wouldn't even be ready by November anyway, if that's when Tank is fighting. But like I said, I'm hearing they looking to still secure the Loma bag, the Loma fight, which would be good for him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, my deal is I put up my money for the event, 100% of the proceeds. No middleman, no splitting anything. He said they hold the Tank back. You can't fight Loma. Shakur is just sad out here. They're not holding nobody back, man. You really didn't listen. So you one of them. That's you just can't have a conversation, bro. You just want to have your own thing going on. Wait, Zepeda and Loma pulled the same excuse. So look, Zepeda had a kid. He said he wanted some time with his family. So I'm guessing he was awarded that time. In the meantime, that allowed Joe Cordina to slip through the back door, right? Here in comes Joe Cordina. Now Shakur got to take care of that work. February is supposed to be, him and Zepeda, right? Like Jake Donovan said, he never officially said no to the fight, right? He just said he needed some time with the fam. Understood. You had a kid. I get it. I mean, I got 3 myself, so I get it. And it is what it is. It just gives opportunity for things to continue to move smoothly. You get that fight, people going trash the fight. It don't matter. You just got to get them out the way. And you signed on board, so you had to be on board with whatever plan they had for you. I think everybody tripping out about a Tank fight. But again, if he still got business with Loma, people need to just pump their brakes and allow it to take shape. Nobody's being held back. Like, I have never seen one offer be made towards either fighter for them to fight. It's always been something to talk about. So at the end of the day, man, I think it'll get there when it gets there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Andre, man. Appreciate you. Keyshawn said that WBO champ fighting Chamberlain next. That's what I heard. So maybe it could be something different, but that's what I heard. Jeff, what it do, fam? There you go. Of death of the decline. He said the transaction could not be authorized. Nah, Loma ain't turned out. You can have your own conversation, bro. I'm gonna let you get it. Imagine the playoffs and the Barnes say I want to spend time with the fan. But I listen. I hear you, R Breezy, but look at it this way. Think about how much time they spend away from their families as fighters. All Loma been doing is fighting all his life. All his life he been fighting. Think about how much time he's had to spend away from family. You get what I'm saying? I get what people are saying, but just think about it. It's deeper than ducking somebody. You don't just too much fights. He dude been fighting all his life. Like, it's deeper than that. Like he said, he didn't even want to fight. He was thinking about not fighting again after Devin Haney lost. You get what I'm saying? Even before the Kambosos fight, the Kambosos win. So when he said that, it didn't completely surprise me. I know everybody felt like, he's just turning it down. Nah, they still looking to secure the fight for the first quarter. It's that simple. Like, either people want to understand that or they don't. But all that narrative pushing, I ain't taking part in none of it. You know what I'm saying? So Loma's still on the hook for possibly fighting. Simple and plain. That's all. You know what I mean? That's all to it. That's all to it. You know what I mean? That is all to it. Keyshawn, Kelvin, Troy Isley, Brian Norman, all in the Keyshawn homecoming card. Yeah, November 8th, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. I hope Eddie Hearn can secure one of those fights for him, because just saying everybody turned it down, man, that ain't gonna work, man. You gotta make something shake. You get what I'm saying? You gotta make something happen, because anything else gonna be a failure. Who you gonna put Boots back in there with? All right, he fought Avenise, and who else he gonna fight? Like, he got to find a way. B. Norman and them sound like they on board. Man. Find a way to get them that bag, man. Hold on, y'all. Laptop about to die on it. About to die. Laptop about to die. My bad, y'all. Hold on. All right, let's be. It most definitely changed. According to BoxRec, Chamberlain's fighting Padley Op. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, BoxRec is subject to change. So we have to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? We have to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you're not going to see that news drop. You're not going to see that news drop because it's not news. It's not news. It's really not news. It's not news that people been in the know. My thing is, when have you heard from Team Tank Davis that they moved on from Loma? Have you seen that news? Have you seen that news? You ain't seen that news, right? Y'all be looking for people to break news. It's not news. It's only breaking news to people that don't pay attention, that want to push narratives. Now, I said this. I've been saying this shit for about 2 weeks now, because somebody point me to the source where I should go find where they're telling me Team Tank Davis is no longer interested in the Lomachenko fight. You ain't have to see that news to believe Shakur was ducking, right? You didn't see no offer be sent, turned down, none of that shit to believe Shakur was ducking, right? Now you just hard of hearing. Shout out to my guy, man, LetsBuild. They ain't here questioning the facts. I ain't lied to these dudes yet. So if you notice, it be one or two people in every stream talking by themselves. Nobody else be with y'all. It be like one or two of y'all by yourself just questioning everything with no validity. Well, watch it play out then. Shout out to the plug, the fax machine, Let'sBuild. My guy ain't steered me wrong yet, and he ain't gonna steer me wrong. And my other guy ain't steered me wrong yet either, and he ain't gonna steer me wrong. Behind the Hands TV, my guy was good with it, Brody. He said Tank will most likely still fight Loma 2025, like Loma is requesting. Can they shut up with the duck talk? Tell somebody they ain't making sense. When this shit play out, then what? Y'all narratives don't make sense. Your narratives don't make sense. Make them narratives make sense. Y'all was willing to believe that a fighter was ducked without nothing being sent, offered, anything. That's the ignorance of boxing fans nowadays. Y'all was running with that with no proof. You was running with that. You wasn't asking for nobody to break the news on that. You get what I'm saying? Nobody asked for the no valid, no valid source. Where did it come from? Where could I go to find out that he turned his fight down? Where could I go to find out that it was really on the table, really an offer? None of that shit. Y'all just ran with the narrative. And now that I'm telling y'all it don't exist, you want to question that because you want to push the narrative. Well, have at it. You by yourself with that. Like I said, man, my guy batting average, a hundo. Hundo. And I ain't never told a lie on this channel, and I don't intend on it. So keep questioning, keep asking questions, keep saying, where's this news? It ain't news if you've been paying attention. They never told you they wasn't fighting Loma. They never said that. Nobody. Kello, my guy, what's good with it, bro? What's good with it? They're gonna give Tank 200 mil. That's crazy. D1, what's good with it, my guy? Yeah. Strategically moving. The same thing they all do, though, D1. They all do it. Loma can't duck if they still planning on fighting the next year. How do you duck somebody that you still planning to fight? How? The duck hasn't happened. Until he get in a ring with somebody else other than Tank, you can't say it. You get what I'm saying? You gotta wait. Y'all, I told y'all the business of boxing don't move with the speed of y'all minds. Y'all minds be on a hamster wheel, just thinking they don't. The business of boxing don't move because y'all say so. Yeah, man. Well, they ain't giving us Loma. They gotta give us Shakur. Well, they ain't giving Shakur. Oh, that's because Shakur ducked. Did they send a contract? Nah, but he ducked. Did they send an offer? Nah, but he ducked. He's moving funny. Did they send an offer? Nah, but his energy changed. Did he duck? Did they send an offer? Was it on the table? Nah, but he's tweeting different. Nah, but he signed with Eddie Hearn, man. Kill all that noise. Y'all don't like boxing. You like narratives. That's what I'm telling y'all. All these dudes move strategically. And it's smart moving. If Tank is planning on fighting a guy in the first quarter, and he's going to fight another guy in the first quarter, how the hell could you duck somebody? They ain't even get there yet. Man, y'all just like them narratives, man. You got to know how to talk some boxing without the narratives, bro. Everything ain't about ducking, man. Everything ain't about ducking. Teams and promotions, exactly. These fighters don't make the fights by themselves, and they don't send contracts. So I wish people would stop saying that too. I mean, Tank Davis won't be sending nobody a contract. His team will, but he won't be doing it. That's not his job to send out contracts. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. The narratives they're gonna stop today. They're gonna stop today. You can have all your personal opinions. Keep saying the guy that's more accomplished than damn near 90-some% of his peers is the one that's scared. The accomplished guy is the one that's scared. The same people that's saying Shakur is scared, it's probably the same people that said Bud Crawford ain't never did shit. Those are the same people. The same ones, bro. The same ones that claim Bud was ducking EJ and because of it, he was going to get beat. Y'all, them the same fans. Same ass people. Fact of the matter is, a lot of y'all think y'all know what be going on and y'all don't. At least I'm willing to go to a source, get the right answer, and then come bring it to y'all instead of just making up news. You get what I'm saying? I ain't done that shit yet, and I don't intend to do it. I ain't lied yet, and I don't intend to do it. This information be accurate. Y'all just believe what y'all want to believe just so y'all can argue. The fact of the matter is, if you want to push that a fighter has ducked somebody, you better be able to prove that it's been an offer turned down or made. At least. If you can't do that, kill that shit. That's a bad look for boxing. You're just pushing a narrative to try to make the fighter that you like look good. Nah, that's not the reality, bro. It's not the reality. They don't move at the speed of YouTube, man. They don't. Nobody will never get paid if they move like that, bro. They'll never get paid. Shout out to my guy, man, pardon me. Shout out to my bro, Lonnie Lee, man. Just some color. Always putting that color in the chat, my bro. Much love for the support. It's always.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying, Terrell? You feel me? I'm gonna tell my girl she most likely won't cook tonight because her energy. Yeah, man, you ain't no food for you, bro. Her energy switched up. Know what I mean? She ain't tweeting the same. People be basing like they arguments off the most frivolous shit. Yeah, he didn't tweet. He didn't tweet 27 times this month. He ain't fighting them. You know what I mean? Disgusting behavior. They pushing these narratives, bro. It's pushing these narratives. Listen, man. Y'all gonna just keep y'all chasing y'all tail at this point. I hope everybody heard what I said. I think I was very clear with what I said. Let me run it back one more time and we're gonna move on. Had to eat. Howdy, partner. How you feeling? Salute to my guy, D1, man. And that's what made it hard to be in these YouTube streets when it comes to boxing, because it done turned into something different, pushing me away from, because people don't want to push the truth. They want to push narratives. And then the guys that are telling the truth, people, where are your sources? Where's the news? Kill that shit. Keep believing. Listen, I'm telling you this right now. I'm not on nobody's PR team. No fighters pay me to talk boxing. I talk it because I love it. So with that being said, if you somebody that want to believe a fighter, and this is any fighter in boxing can duck another fighter without no offer being made, without the fight even being legit on the table, then have at it. You and me are two totally different people. You can have your opinion. You can run with that. That's you, just a different type of person. It don't take much to convince you. But then on the other hand, when I say that, I get solid word that as I already thought, because you never heard that they switched up from Loma, that they still looking to make this fight for the first quarter. You still want to talk about, but Shakur duck, then you just somebody that want to push a narrative. You don't want to talk no boxing. They never even moved on from the first opponent to get to another guy to duck them. Kill that shit. I don't care how you dress up the narrative, how you try to spruce up your talking point. It don't work. Not over here. It don't work. We watching the same shit. I'm watching this shit play out in real time. You cannot duck a person without something being offered to you or turned down. Y'all, you critique a guy for continuing his career. I literally heard people say he's supposed to drop everything and run when this dude called. Like, y'all got boxing misconstrued. Don't nobody career moves off the moves of another man. That man is supposed to do what's best for him in his career. And what's best for him is to stay active, keep getting that bag, and keep winning. Don't sign nothing long-term. Don't lock yourself into no situation where it will put you in a position to not get a fight. A 2-fight deal does not do that, especially if the second fight on a 2-fight deal is around the same time that the other guy is going to be fighting anyway. What are we talking about? Just stop pushing narratives. Let the fight happen. You believe that the guy's going to knock him out when it happens, just run with it. I could care less, but let it happen without the narratives, bro. Boxing is much more enjoyable without narratives. Just let the shit happen. You get what I'm saying? Y'all be running with shit that I ain't seen nobody put out nowhere. Where you get this information from? Can somebody show me a turned down offer? Where could I go look up this information? Where could I go find it? But y'all in people comment section screaming all this duck talk with no information. That shit is disgusting fanboy behavior, bro. At its worst. That shit is disgusting, bro. It's disgusting, man. Y'all don't check y'all sources when it's somebody you don't like. You don't check your source. Somebody told you Shakur duck, y'all all ran with it. Pushing that weak ass shit, man. That dude ain't even tried. The fact of the matter, they ain't even tried to fight each other yet. They ain't even got there. But y'all got there. In y'all minds, they got there already. Yeah, I could show you that he got show me. I'm still waiting to see where this offer came from. Damn, man, y'all just gotta make this shit make sense. Let boxing take shape, man. Enjoy this shit as it come to you, man, and be more in the know instead of just talking. People just be talking, bro. I'm telling you, Big Dog Willie, what's good, my bro?
What's cracking? What's cracking, Just Do, man? I just want to add a little bit to what you're just saying, man. Why everybody has a duck, man? Where does this duck thing come from? This is like a new word for everything, man. You can't do nothing nowadays without ducking. The man is in the man of contract, and he's ducking just because he's not waiting around to wait for this guy to send him a contract that he might not get. So he's gonna waste another 2-3 months not fighting.
Yeah, he's supposed to fight.
And since you all say he can't punch and do anything, when he need to practice,
right?
I mean, goddamn.
Right, Ricky Williams, my brother, what's good with it? Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man, he had me on wolf mode for a couple of weeks and vacationing, but I'm back. I'm back looking halfway normal. But yeah, man, look, and that's all I just want to bring y'all the right information. Y'all, you got to be able to respect that if you're a true boxing fan. This is not narrative based. This is not to make a fighter look good. Tank ain't did shit wrong. The best thing he did was call Cat when they put out that fake ass date. That let me know everything. He ain't said a word since then. No, nothing. Nobody's ducking nothing. You ain't even hearing the coaches saying that at this point, because that's not what's happening. That'd just be misleading the fans and confusing the people. The fact of the matter is, now none of y'all can prove that they ever was in position to fight each other outside of you thinking it in your mind. You thought it, man. It didn't happen. Sorry. Newsflash. One guy still trying to secure his bag and take Loma out, and the other guy got a 2-fight situation that looked like by the time he get done with it, that's around the same time that other guy gonna get done with Loma. What the hell we complaining about? How you duck somebody? Let that shit happen, bro. Just let it happen. Let it happen, bro. That's it. Just let that shit happen. You got 2 real fighters, man, that ain't on record for ever turning down no fights. So why we gonna put that on each other? Yeah, they scared of each other, man. That shit is elementary school talk. I'm not having none of it over here without no proof to back it up. Anybody, like I said, shoot me an article, shoot me a link where I could go find it. It could tell me, yo, Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson was in negotiations. Shakur went over there and signed with Eddie Hearn and said, nah, I don't want to fight. What the hell?
Proof at all. No proof at all.
Ducking, miss me with it. Miss me with it. How did it happen? It can't happen. It can't happen. It didn't get there. It's that simple. Y'all really thought that fight was coming next? Come on, man. Y'all got to know boxing better than that. Got to know. But you're going to blame the fighters. I'm hearing people telling me fighters can make fights by themselves. When? In what world? What the hell are they paying people for then? Show me a fight Tank Davis made by himself and show me out of 30 fights what contract he sent to any fighter. Him. That should be sounding cute. So when people say Tank Davis no, he don't. That's not his job to send a contract. It's his team, for his team to work out. Tank's supposed to do exactly what he's doing. Stay out the way. When he got to fight, he let you know. When it's time to train, he train. When it's time to beat ass, that's what he on. I salute him for that, because he ain't take part in the circus, man. He ain't agree with. He said Cat. Shakur said fake news. That was it for that. To me, that was the end of anything Tank Shakur. At that point, they already lied to us once when they threw out a date and everybody was running with that. Then when they both called Cat, people still create this narrative that, oh yeah, the reason it's not happening on his date is because Shakur ducked him. That shit is weak. It's lame. Tank ain't ducking shit neither. Ain't ducking shit. You got one of the best teams in boxing. One of the most complete fighters in boxing. That dude ain't ducking shit. Nothing. I mean nothing. Now, is he picking the fights and calling for people? No, because history's shown that the position he in, he don't got to call names. He believe in his team. He trusts that they're going to get him the right fighters. They moving him closer and closer to the people we said that he won't fight. And that's it. That's all. That's it. Shakur included. But miss me with all this. Oh, he was next. Yeah, they wasn't fighting Loma. So, yeah, we can't get Loma. So we got Shakur next. That shit don't go like that, bro. Should sound cute to say, but it was never like that. It was never going like that. And show me where I'm lying at. I don't push narratives over here, bro. I'm sorry, yo. I'm just saying the same shit y'all saying. And I'm trying to figure out when the hell an offer get made. Y'all work fast as hell in y'all mind. Whole time, Buddy's still on Loma. He's still on Loma helmet trying to make a fight for next year. First quarter, and y'all talking about a duck. Man, y'all the narratives gotta stop, bro. Narratives gotta stop. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. Blade, what it do, my guy? Joe Cordina is a stay busy fight for sure, while Zepeda's supposed to be the real fight. So to me, Eddie Hearn kept him busy with that fight. He saved the day. Zepeda said not right now. Cool. If they able to secure that fight after a Cordina fight, no problem at all. Because the time frame, February, you're looking at first quarter for Tank. That leave for all the people that was crying. That fight is still there. But even then, I'm gonna wait till I hear it from either team that now the focus is now Shakur Stevenson and Shakur Stevenson saying that now the focus is Tank. Not a call out with your shirt off. That's my guy, but I don't care about none of that. It's entertaining, it's cool, but nah. When I get real news, that's when I'm gonna get excited for that fight. None of that shit is happening right now. These dudes are not ducking. Business is gonna be business. You think they got a guy that's drawing this type of money, this type of income to the sport, and they're not going to maximize their earning potential? Y'all, it's a lot that y'all not even considering. And like I said, if you know how these matchmakers talk, the last thing you think is that they going out there trying to put their dude in there with the most riskiest guy available. It's not the truth. It's not the reality. These dudes will never see the type of money that they see if everybody was going in there fighting killer after killer after killer. This is why I appreciate a guy like Tank to say, man, I don't call nobody. They pick them, they line them up, I'll knock them down. It's simple. It's that simple. Jonathan 97, what's good with it? Dodge J, what's good, Brody? Richard Paris in the building. Love clarity, man. Appreciate you, Dodge J. I ain't told a lie yet. I ain't made up none either. Shout out to the plug LetsBuild, man. And shout out to my guy, my other guy in the cut that be dropping all valid information. You ain't let me wrong yet, bro. They ain't let me wrong yet. When they told me Frank was fighting Tank next, look what happened, man. They've been getting it right for a long time. So shout out to my
and we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to Dodge. Appreciate you. Joe Cordina's a business move for Eddie. Out with the old and with the new face. He's an in-house fight. You figure why is they gonna go to PBC or anywhere else to try to make a fight when he got a guy in Joe Cordina that already had fights at 35, is willing to come up, take the title shot, coming off a loss. He really don't deserve it, low-key. Hate to use that word, but he really don't deserve it coming off a KO loss. But again, that's the benefit of having a guy like Eddie Hearn that's in position to facilitate a move like that. So again, he pushing Shakur in boots right now. And like you said, out with the old and with the new. I think he's going to beat Joe Cordina up. Think the fight could be interesting for as long as it lasts, whatever. But he getting beat up. And I want to see, for me, if Eddie Hearn could secure Zepeda. That's the move to make right there. Like, all right, Cordina is Cordina. Can you get him the fight that he really need that's going to really look good on the resume? So Cordina just good fighter, but that's not that, that type of fight. Ja, what's good with it, bro? Pardon me, man. I had to cook on it. What's good with you, bro? Old school, what's good, family?
Cash App? I don't know if I missed the Cash App on your chat.
Huh?
You got a Cash App link on here? Like you got that?
Yeah,
pin?
it's at the bottom. See it scrolling at the bottom? Wow. Shout out to John, man. It's cool when Shakur tells Tank stop ducking. No, listen, man. Y'all be focusing on that stuff too much. All right, look, check this out. Look how petty this is, right? You still stuck on a call out, right? Who cares about that? Do you remember Tank saying after Frank he fighting Shakur? It's after Frank he next. You don't remember him saying that? So I'm supposed to look at Tank different. Knowing that in that moment he's speaking like an individual, a fighter. Oh, am I gonna say he capping? I look at it different. I don't hang on to every word like this. That shit, these dudes be getting put on the spot. It be the heat of the moment, pressure be on. You could call it what you want, and they respond how a fighter is supposed to. Yo, you next. But in reality, when you go sit down at that table, it might be somebody else. Am I then gonna look at Tank Davis different because he didn't make that fight next? No, that's petty shit, man. That you got to know how to differentiate the difference between the entertainment and what's reality. Any moves being spoken as an individual is to be taken with a grain of salt. Why? Because their fights don't get made with them picking them. He already let you know he don't pick his fight. So when he say, yo, you next, unless I heard it from his team, he's just talking like a fighter. He's just letting you know what it is. Yeah, I'll fight him. That's all I hear it don't got to be next. I don't got to look at it as he capping. You know what I mean? He just speaking like a fighter, bro, and an individual. You get what I'm saying? And that's what they do. What he supposed to say? He not going to fight him? You know what I'm saying? So, when Shakur did that with his shirt off, man, where that video at, man? So I can laugh at it. Yeah, man, let me pull up big homie Core with the shirt off. Boxing Novice, peace, Brody. Much love in the suit.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Let me get big homie Core on the line, man. They don't like that call. That call out still got y'all mad. Boy, y'all more mad at that call out than Tank, bro. Y'all more mad. So notice how we get quiet when I say that. See how that tit for tat, it's a dead end boxing conversation. My point of saying what Tank said is not an indictment on him or to look at him crazy. Fighters say things all the time that don't materialize next. That's not like y'all got to understand business don't move according to how they are emotional or responding to a question or a fighter in that regard. Fights ain't made based off what they're doing on Twitter. You get what I'm saying? It's not. He said Diego Money, man. Shakur did his shirt on his own. Yeah, know what I'm saying? I cannot quit a job that hasn't made me an offer. It's simple. People looking for a reason to down Shakur. It's very simple behind the hands. It is. And then look, and I did it on both sides. I said it on both sides. I look at it on both sides because I'm real and I'm fair. Tank is not doing nothing but what he is supposed to do. And he handles business every single time he in the ring. Do you think I'm going to get mad at the time that he says something to a fighter about fighting him and it don't happen next? Why would I care? But you know what I do focus on? The 30 times I've seen him in the ring, he handled business every single time. That's all I care about. I don't care. The other stuff is exactly what it is. Entertainment. Fighters speaking like fighters. That's it, bro. Shakur, 22 times he been in the ring, been successful every single time. Don't typically ever have a close fight. Not even remotely close. You think I'm mad at him because he sit in his chair and say, hey, man, stop ducking me? I don't give a damn. I don't care. He don't make his fights by himself either. That shit was cool to say, but did I ever think the Tank was ducking him? No. But if he feels like that, he can say what he wants. So y'all beef is with him. Y'all got to ask him why he said it. Don't ask me to justify why he said it. Know what I mean? But I will say this. Prove him wrong by fighting him. Simple and plain. Separates him from every other content creator in his app. Yeah, man, I be crying, bro. You know it, D1. I can't be a fanboy. That's my guy. I told y'all the reason I rock with him. I've been watching him since he was like 16, 17, all the way to now. So I've watched the career. I've seen every single fight. I've been at a few of them. So, you know what I mean? That's my guy. He putting on for Jersey. I rock with him. But I ain't about to be trying to explain tweets for people like, nah, he having fun with this shit just like anybody else. The most important factor is what do you do when you in the ring? How do you kick ass? Do you beat ass when you in there? Is you separating yourself from these guys? Absolutely. That's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? Keep fighting. Don't wait on 10. Yeah, nah. And again, just to be clear, you're not supposed to wait on any one fighter, right? Tank don't expect the next man to wait on him. That'd be a lot of the fans talking that ignorance. Tank is handling business, bro. Stay out the way. He don't do... You know, he have his fun when he get on Twitter and start tweeting and stuff like that. But outside of that, he out the mix until he got a fight. He say something about it. Now he in training mode. Then he go in there and he beat ass, bro. It's just that simple. Core, he is Shakur. He more active on Twitter, and I appreciate him for it. Like, talk your shit, man. Know what I mean? That's how you feel now, for sure. I am. We gonna get to it. Where we at? August. Yeah, we gonna figure it out. We gonna get it right. We gonna get it right. I mean, look, that's something he got to deal with, Kello. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got to deal with. And the thing is, that's the thing, man. I don't know. I'm not looking for Shakur to be Tank and Earl. You know what I'm saying? Respect to them both, but I'm not looking for Tank to be, Shakur to be Tank and Earl. And I like both of them. You know what I'm saying? But I put that in context. It's like it's a dead conversation for me because he said, if you saying F me, I'm saying F you too. Does that mean F all the fans? Or does that mean the people that saying F me, I'm saying F them too? So if you want to y'all just be beating dead points, bro. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. That's for him to sort out, not me. I'm not on his PR team. That don't even have nothing to do with nothing, really. That's something he's going to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? He got to live with that. But I heard him specify. You saying F me, I'm saying F you. Simple. Jaron getting his workout on. Okay. Get your workout in, big dog. You know it. Shout out to Motown, man. Shout out to Heather E. But look, man, this ain't no PR move for Corey. He got hands. He could defend his own self. But I'm just telling, I just came here to clear up misinformation. And again, I noticed the trend on YouTube. Y'all will believe misinformation willingly if it's a guy you don't like. But when you getting that information corrected and you getting the right information, you got questions. Nobody had a question. Nobody needed to even see an offer, a contract, a statement from either team saying that I'm going to pursue this guy and not this guy, none of that. But you all ran with that narrative, man. I seen it. I mean, he's not coming back to the U.S. Nah, international court, Kello. He losing. International court, but let's go. International court. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Nah, but all jokes aside, Cordina is going to be what it is. He's a good fighter, but I feel like he deserved better than that. But I ain't about to keep crying over it. He's going to go beat up Cordina, and then let Caesar pay to get in the ring. And that's going to be the fight for him. That's going to be a good fight for him. I could look at Eddie as if he doing right by him if you know, if he can get him, if he can secure that fight for him. And if he can secure Boots, one of those unifications, I could rock with it. You know what I'm saying? He got to. You know what I mean? You got to. I'm just making a point, bro. I'm just making a point. You ain't have to see a contract or offer, but your people said an offer was turned down without ever seeing one. That's the point I'm making. You get what I'm saying? If somebody can say something been turned down without seeing it, I can't ask for where you seen it at. Did you see the offer to say it? See what I'm saying? You got more energy for me saying that than somebody saying that he turned down the offer that was never made. That shit is mind blowing to me. I hope when Loma and Tank actually fight, y'all come back and have some different energy. CJ was good with it, my guy. Tay was good with it. Bro ain't fought one decent opponent. Who ain't fought one decent opponent? Oh, Shakur all talk ain't fought one decent opponent. Cool. Had that conversation by yourself. Shout out to you, Tay. But I can't entertain that. You know what I'm saying? I can't entertain that. Can't be competitive with Cordina. That's the only thing. Nah, why not? Why can't he? Because he lost the fight? Why can't he? Because he lost the fight? Because the people at home said so? What? Cordina lost the fight, so he's scrub? He lost the fight, so he's scrub? Fight, so he's scrub? You know what I mean? Being mad at Shakur for going for a money grab fight is funny. Yeah, especially when a guy told you that's the way they've been moving their whole career. It's funny how they over magnify every move Shakur make. They disrespect everything he do. Knock him for every accomplishment. To say he ain't fought one decent opponent and he more accomplished than some of y'all favorite fighters is crazy to me. It's crazy, but y'all can have that. 12 threes, my guy. What's good with it? Yeah, he got a lot of work to do. He got his work cut out for him for Shakur. He got his work cut out for him for Boots. He got to work. He got to get to work, man. He need to get my boy Boots one of those one of them unifications. But let's play this though. Let's play this. Shout out to YSM. I don't want to forget to show love to Boots today, man. Shout out to Boots, man. But I hope him and B Norman can make that fight because it's a good one, man. But shout out to YSM. Let's hear this real quick. Let's hear it.
Everybody wants to know, like, when are you coming back or what's your next move, right? You were looking for a fight with Terrence Crawford. Talk about that.
I mean, definitely. I was, looking for biggest fights possible. I wanted Terrence Crawford, but I guess he looking other ways and trying to find other fights. So right now, my main goal right now is to become undisputed at 147. To collect these belts.
All right. Mario Barrios, your promoter Eddie Hearn is on record saying they made him a massive offer.
Yeah.
Made him a massive offer to face you in a unification bout in November.
Yeah.
Right. Any news on that? Or
I mean, we just waiting right now. It's still no news, but I sent the offers out to Barrios, Brian Norman, and Stanionis. And it's like it's out of my hands now. I did all I could, to make these fights happen, and I'm just, I put it in those guys' hands now. It's not, first of all, it's not even up to the promoters. It's up to us. I want these fights. I'm trying to collect these belts. I'm down here for one thing and one thing only, is to be undisputed. Collect all the belts. I'm not worrying about nothing else. So whoever got them belts, they got to come see me, or we coming to see you.
Yeah,
I'm coming to take them belts and be undisputed.
what does being undisputed mean to you as a fighter?
I feel like it means everything. That's legacy right there, and that's what I want. I want to be 147 undisputed welterweight world champion. I want to be undisputed at 154, 60, and 68. I want to be the first male to be the 4-time undisputed weight division champion. So that's my goal. So
Yo, that's insane.
Yeah.
Talk about it, man. Shout out to my guy YSM, man. Mill be putting in that work. Shout out to Boots, man. So you heard what he said. Look, he sent contracts. And I know when he say he mean his team. Like, he don't mean him. To be clear, fighters ain't sending the contracts. But I know what he meant. And I think Eddie Hearn did his interview that I was going to play some of so we could listen to some of the things he was talking about. But Big Dre was good with it, bro. How you feeling, family? My thing is this, man. Ant McQueen was good. Shout out to my guy, man, the professor in the building. Power Mitch, stay busy fighter. Nigel Cordina fight coming out with KO 135 is not a fight anyone remotely wanted to see. But I mean, how many times we gonna say that? Like, we've been saying it literally all week. We keep saying it like it's nothing that's gonna change about it. Nothing that's gonna change, bro. It's a replacement fight. You get what I'm saying? It's a replacement. Who was he supposed to fight in that on October 12th? That's all. We can have that conversation. It's always a build, bro. You know I don't care. Who was he supposed to fight? We're going to cry and cry a river. Like, I've been saying this since it's been talked about. We've been saying this for how long now? For the last few days. You know what I mean? We get it. I get it. I said the same thing. Nobody expected Cordina. Where did he come from? Literally out of the woodworks. You get what I'm saying? I get it, but I ain't nothing he could do. It is what it is. Got to fight. Got to fight, bro. Well, who was he supposed to fight? He with Eddie Hearn. So who was he supposed to fight? Let me guess. He's supposed to fight Dela Santos or Frank Martin, or you get what I'm saying? Let me find out who is he supposed to fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, at the same on one end, right? We say wherever he go, you got to consider what lightweights that the promoter has, right? Cool. So we know Eddie Hearn has about 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Joe Cordina had fights at lightweight, so it's not his first time fighting at lightweight. But it's a title shot coming off a knockout loss. And I get it. It's just not the best look. It's not. Nobody's justifying it, but I'm not about to cry because Joe Cordina is not a trash fighter. The fight was set up off some odd circumstances, like I said, to say the least. But what we going to do? Keep crying about it? Shakur can't pick his fights. He don't pick his fights. Eddie Hearn picked the fight. That's an Eddie Hearn fighter. He wasn't going to go to Top Rank, Golden Boy, or nowhere else to fill in. He wasn't going to go nowhere else to make that fight, especially on these terms of one guy stepping out. That's what we got to keep that in mind. Why do we keep? All right, it's only so mad you could be. Joe Cordina not a bad fighter. People just don't know him because maybe I don't know. Maybe you ain't watching him or something. I don't know. He's not a bad fighter, and he had 4 fights at, like I said, at 135 already. You know what I mean? I think he found a sweet spot at 130. He snatched up a title down there, the IBF, you know what I mean? So I get it, but he's not a bad fighter. You know what I'm saying? With the circumstances provided, you know what I mean? You got guys that be in line to fight, and I respect Zepeda saying no because of the family, so that's cool. So I'm not about to cry, but who was he supposed to fight? I want to hear it. Like, throw me the name that he was supposed to fight being over there on Matchroom. What name? People keep saying all these better names, but name them. A realistic option, though, because we know business, right? We understand that he's with Eddie Hearn, so who else was he going to fight? You know what I'm saying? That's all. I specifically don't care for it, but it is what it is, you know? Cordina's he's a good fighter, former champion. It's still better than what people giving it credit for because people don't do their homework. Fundora came off a knockout loss against Mendoza, right? Got in there with Tim Tszyu, and look how that worked out for him. Errol Spence is essentially coming off a knockout loss, moved up to 154, and he's supposed to be fighting Fundora and getting a title shot. Keep the same energy. I want everybody to cry that Errol Spence don't deserve to be in there with Fundora coming off a knockout loss, moving up another weight class. Keep the same energy. When Errol Spence, when my guy jump in there, I want everybody to say how Errol Spence don't deserve that. It's the same setup. You see how that worked? See how it worked? See how that worked? But I bet you nobody gonna say that. Ain't nobody gonna be crying a river. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody here. New weight class, 154, coming off a one-sided knockout loss where he lost every second of every round. Except maybe the first round. He might have won the first round, though. EJ might have got the first round. But that's all I'm saying. That's why it's not about complaining. You make peace with it. You understand the situation for what it is. It was a pay to first. He said he had to spend time with his family. That's understood. He's supposed to be in February. So they try to salvage that. They replaced a Zepeda with a Cordina, who's an Eddie Hearn fighter. It's very simple to understand. It wasn't going to be no De Los Santos 2, which wouldn't do nothing for his career. It wasn't going to be Frank Martin, and he arguably going to be moving up to 140. You get what I'm trying to say? We all listen. I don't mind like having an issue about something, but what's the solution besides just complaining about who he could have fought? Who realistically on being on the Eddie Hearn side? That's all I'm saying. Errol Spence is coming off a knockout loss, moving into another weight class, and is about to compete for a title. And then you get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be crying about him. Nah, EJ, man, nah, coming off a knockout loss, nah, bro. Can't this a bad fight? It's a bad fight. You see what I'm saying? See how that worked? The man lost one time. Can't throw him away. You know what I'm saying? And the dude he fought only had one loss. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Cacase. If I'm saying his name right. Who tagged me on Twitter? Oh, all right. I'll get to that later. Shakur can move up and get that T.O. fight. T.O. say he'll never fight him, Tay. Say he'll never fight him. T.O. say he'll never fight him because he don't want to mess up Jay Prince's money. So y'all big on calling people ducks and calling people out for not wanting smoke. I hope y'all keep that energy with T.O. because he say he don't want to mess up Jay Prince's money. That's why him and Shakur never fight. I just want y'all to know that. Want y'all to know that's what he said. If y'all need me to jog y'all memory, I got y'all. Shout out to my bro Kello, man. That's my guy, man. Ryan, what's good with it? Ryan, appreciate you too sending me that link too, man. Thought Eddie was gonna take him to Australia to fight Parallel since they got sparring history. Yeah. I think that's still an option for Haney. Ryan, I think that's still an option for Haney, and I don't think Core is planning on moving up to 40 just yet. You know what I mean? Omega Red, my guy, was good with it, bro. Had a 30% KO ratio on Stop Cordina. All right, let me go a little bit more. Let me go a little bit past surface level. You also know that the last fight that Joe Cordina had at 135, he had a bad 130. He had a bad weight cut, and he still won it. Right, still defended his title against Edward Vasquez. Some people thought Vasquez won. It is what it is. He got the nod, defended his title. Do you know at that point he was supposed to go back up at 35? He stayed put, had an additional bad weight cut, was severely compromised. His mobility was compromised. He couldn't move, and he got punished for about 8 rounds. He got pounded on, for sure. But if you know Joe Cordina and how he fight, you'll know that something was wrong with him that night. It's not making an excuse. It's an honest observation. Weight cuts matter. Weight classes matter. When it's time for you to move up and you shrinking your body down and make a weight class in which you just struggled to make and had a tough fight again, then you're going to have another tough fight. And that's what happened. He went to the well one too many times, and he ended up getting stopped. The same thing happened with Raymond Ford. He was supposed to be going up to 130. He stayed at 126. One fight too long. Nick Ball got it off on him. Simple and plain. If you think that that's an excuse, then you probably just not. You really ain't been watching them. Both of those dudes was compromised from weight cuts and sticking around in a weight class where they should have been up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. So he said, "Imagine ducking Barboza." I said, "Yeah, man." Boxing with 2-4 was good. Low key, most probably said Bud deserved to fight before EJ already. Yeah, I mean, deserve is, you know, it's tricky. Rallo was good with, so why the Tank and Shakur fight didn't happen again? Did GTD reach out? Nah, they still talking about fighting Loma, yo. They still talking about fighting Loma for the first quarter of next year. So that fight wasn't on the table like people think. Ray Davis, what it do, fam? How you feeling? Bad, y'all. What's good with it, Ray Davis? How you feeling, man? So yeah, man. For y'all, I don't know. So a lot of y'all ask questions that y'all really don't want the answers to because it ain't what you want to hear. You know what I mean? That fight wasn't never next. You know what I mean? People on YouTube created it because they impatient. So, to some of the impatience, I understand it, but some of it, nah, some of y'all was just going too far with it. You know what I'm saying? Too far with it. Let me see how many retraction videos people gonna make. They ain't gonna make none. They ain't gonna make none. Bug got lumped up. He doesn't fight that often to be fighting back to back. If you bring the young lion, just to let him have his shine. Baby do. Let me see what's the Baby do for a second. I got you. Let me get the brat, man. Let me see what's up with him. Say what's up to the folks. Good folks. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey, everybody. Say peace. Say peace. Like that. Peace. Peace. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Nah. Hey, my baby. Is my baby. I say what's up. CJ. Say what's up, CJ. About to start cutting up. Spence ran one of the top guys, 154. He doesn't deserve a title shot right away. Yeah, no, I get it. I was just talking some shit. Just making a point, though, Kello. There's no indictment on Spence. My thing is, like, look, think about how many fights, right, that it take for them to build up to that title shot, right? He defends his title successfully a couple times. I'm not justifying it, but I'm just making a point, right? He fought about 14 some or so fights, got the title, defended it a couple times, then he lose it, right? Do you necessarily should go all the way back down? You get what I'm saying? Being that you work so hard, should it knock you all the way back down? You get what I'm saying? So it's not ideal, but the reason why I'm not freaking out over it or flipping, for one, I don't like to do that. I just enjoy the boxing. But two, I know it's like a replacement thing. I know it's a stay busy fight. Those are a thing in boxing. He got to stay busy. I get it. He fought Artem. He was coming off a loss. He fighting him coming off a loss. That's not him picking the fights. But we always got to put it in its proper context that it's a plethora of dudes that's conveniently saying no to the man, but not having to face a tenth of the criticism that he receiving for fights that he ain't even been offered yet. Think about it. They criticizing him for who the next man gonna fight. They blaming him for who the next man gonna fight based off him not fight. You get what I'm saying? It's just weird, man. So that's why I don't knock Earl. I don't care that he getting a title shot. I was just making a point because I know everybody, not meaning my guy, everybody ain't gonna keep it consistent like that. They'll complain about one guy getting it, but not the other. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You just got to fight. You got to take the opportunities that they present themselves. And right now, I think that's the best opportunity for him with the situation that he in. A 2-fight deal with the opportunity to fight a Williams Zepeda on the back end. You get what I'm saying? And I think it'll make the 2 fights all worth the while if he can look good against Cordina, do his thing how he normally do, shine, you know what I mean, show separation, step on him, get him out the way, and then make an example out of Zepeda. Now your 2 fights was for you done made the most out of your 2 fights. Get what I'm saying? All right, let me take him back. Yo, give me 2 seconds. Y'all smash the like button, man. We back, y'all. We back. UK guys are hired Cordina. Look, check this out. Joe Cordina is a former world champion. He was an IBF champion at 130, right? Once upon a time, he was in talks to fighting Shockey. He would have been a solid opponent for Shakur at 130 if they had ever crossed paths, but that just didn't work that way. But he got about 4 or 5 wins. His last 4 or 5 wins was all solid against quality opposition. He beat some good fighters. You know what I'm saying? Took the title from one. Like I said, defended it a couple times. Cordina is a better fighter than what people giving him credit for. One knockout loss don't just wash away all the work you put in. You get what I'm saying? It's a ton of guys that people would think is better than Cordina, but them dudes wasn't world champion. They don't got title defenses. You get what I'm saying? And again, it would be even worse if this was his absolute first time fighting at 135. It's not. Like I say, he had multiple fights at that weight class before, so he's familiar with 135, and he should have been there a fight ago. And that's why he got stopped, in my opinion. Those weight cuts get you stopped. That's why I did for everybody that was in here. When we did that weight cut documentary, we talked about that. Them weight cuts be getting people stopped, bro. You draining your body at all the fluids. You draining fluids from your brain, making you more susceptible to being knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Making you think guys are chinny and stuff like that. That's what it is, bro. You get what I'm saying? From my view, he's accomplished, bro. Got hard. He pretty tough. Took a little ass. He got his ass kicked. He stood in there too long, and Anthony went to work on his ass. Straight up and down. He didn't look like half the fighter he usually is, though. And he was compromised. His mobility, he couldn't move. He was just standing there. He was a standing punching bag at that point. He couldn't do shit, bro. And it was from an energy standpoint. And then I see the same type of performance with Raymond Ford. He was forced to stand in there more with Nick Ball instead of being able to move. You know what I mean? Show more layers to his game. He couldn't do it because he ain't had the energy. You know what I'm saying? That stuff really be compromising these dudes. You see him, he said he won't never again fight at 126. I'm telling you. At that 10-pound rehydration. Also, I'm telling you, that stuff be draining too much fluid from these guys. And then this is why you see him get stopped for his first time. This is why he looked that bad. That weight cut stuff matter, bro. You can't play with your body like that. Can't, man. When it's time for you to go up, you got to go up, bro. You got to take your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Eddie all talk the way both Shakur knew this months ago, and yet Core still said the rumors were not to believe. Even audible to saying you just doing that, where I have a problem with it. What about what? The what rumors? Oh, with the Cordina shit? With the Cordina? No, I'll tell you what. The rumors he was responding to was the ducking shit. The ducking shit. He said people can't put 2 and 2 together. That's what he's responding to. That's what I was asking him about. The duck stuff, the duck narrative. So he was like, nah, that shit is false. So again, that wouldn't be the first time. Fighters gonna tell you, even if you know their business before they willing to put it out, they're gonna tell you wrong. They always do that. I seen Clarissa do that to my guy L-Dub. He told her what her date was, and she said nah, and it ended up being that exact date, the one that she fought the last female on. So it is what it is. Eddie are going to be stay busy fights. I don't know. Zepeda not a stay busy fight to me. And again, I don't know how we get. Look, you got Cordina and you got what's the name? You got Cordina and you got Zepeda next. That's what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Yeah, man, he never recovered. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that shit ain't no good, bro. Ain't. Nah, but the point, the setup is still the same, though, Rallo. Setup is still the same. You see how we start trying to, like, dress it up a certain way and specify? Is he not a guy coming off a knockout loss, getting a title shot? Whether he's established or not doesn't matter. Joe Cordina would establish himself as a champion. So they both was established champions. Don't matter if one was more accomplished. Established is established. More established is established. It don't even matter. The fact is, they both coming off knockout losses and getting title shots. But again, the outcry is not going to be the same because people have selective energy. I've seen people complain all day about this young boy. All day, everything he do. They feel like they know what's better for him at home. I ain't never seen nothing like this, bro. He fought Cordina. Nah, man, he ain't that again. I ain't say I was gonna roast him for fighting Cordina. I said I would be disappointed if he had to fight this dude. But again, knowing the setup and knowing that the reason he is fighting this guy is not because of a first option. This is not a first option guy. It's supposed to be Zepeda next. But we focus too much on the negative. Look, I gotta stay focused. The news is Cordina is supposed to be Zepeda in February. Tank's supposed to still be trying to make a fight with Lomachenko the first quarter of next year. That leaves both of them kind of freed up around the same time. Anything else is a narrative. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is a narrative. You know what I mean? Anything else is a narrative. Fender Bender, what it do, my guy? Carrington and the amateurs. Oh, he beat Shushu. Yeah, it seems not to me, not everybody is ducking Shakur. Bro, man. Yo, y'all be, man. Who's saying that? Like, that's not the conversation today. Everybody ducking him. We've seen a number of guys say no to him. But we ignore it. We really conveniently ignore it. So the only guy I seen him fighting, he got about three other lightweights, and none of those dudes none of those dudes were former champions. So none of them were gonna get the fight over Cordina. I'm not about to trash this fight. The way they set this fight up, coming off the knockout loss, I don't appreciate that because it leaves room for people to complain. But at the end of the day, he's a good fighter and he's a former world champion. Most guys ain't even fighting former world champions. So I ain't about to complain. You know what I mean? I'm not about to complain. Mark West was good with it. Best for him now. It was good for the fans. That's understandable. Yeah, but that's the thing though. How many fighters you really think do what's best for the fans? Who your favorite fighter, and ask and tell me if your favorite fighter do what's best for the fans every single time. Nobody do, because I don't think that's a reality. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's a reality. He said Shakur versus Matisse. I think he'd just outbox him. William Old School, what's good with it, my good brethren? I think he'd just outbox Matisse. I ain't gonna lie, because seeing the way Lynn Parrow did it, I think Shakur, he showed the weaknesses and he exploited them. You got good feet, really good feet consistently, and you got, but he had a good game plan too. He put together a good game plan against Matisse. Got Shakur either getting knocking out Zepeda or drop him at least once. I mean, it's still a good fight for him though. It's still a good fight. Still a good fight. Zepeda's a good fight for Shakur. Cordina is a solid fight. Just again, it's not off a knockout loss. Cordina not a bad fighter. People just refuse to do the homework because they stuck on names. You know what I'm saying? They stuck on names. So I don't know. I know a good fighter when I see one. He's a good fighter. You know what I mean? I know a compromised fighter when I seen one too. But like I said, under these circumstances, you got to do what you got to do. Get what I'm saying? I think that's what people don't realize when fighters say no. That leave them left to have to figure it out to see what the next best option is. And that's what I think is going on. You know what I'm saying? You had a guy say not right now, so they filled in. They filled in with Cordina. End the story for me. Like, it's not that much to trip about. And then they acting like Shakur went in the office and say, yeah, I want to fight Joe Cordina. Yo, bring Joe Cordina up to 135 coming off a knockout loss. I want to fight him. We know that shit. Be mad. You could be mad at Eddie Hearn before you could the fighter. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's about being mad at anybody if you just understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They keeping that man busy, bro. Keeping him active. And meanwhile, trying to secure a bigger fight on the back end. I ain't mad at it. Because it's a bigger plan. People thinking about short term. I'm thinking long term. If he can secure that as a pay to fight, this is all for something. If not, then it's going to look different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different look. But he got to be able to get him that name, because that's a fight that I think would look good on his resume. You know what I'm saying? If he can get in there and chop him up, beat him. Chose a sign. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with him. Where should he watch this? Watch this. Knight Rider. Where should he sign, bro? Because why do we complain about what fighters do? He did what was best for him. What you complaining? He not. You got the issue with who he fighting. He don't. That's the thing. Y'all be mad. These fighters don't. They doing business. Y'all just not realistic. Where was he supposed to go? Let me guess. Let me go. Where? Talk to me. Where you supposed to go? The link in the chat too. You know you can always come up and build. Link is in there. The link is in there, brother. You can always come chop it up. Because I tell you, that just go to show you how y'all dudes, y'all like to complain, but you don't really got no solutions for nothing. You don't really got no solutions for nothing. Did you know PBC reached out to him? Did PBC reach out to him, Mikello? Think PBC reached out to him? Because Eddie did. You get what I'm saying? Eddie did. Oscar tried to throw a weak-ass pitch at him. Get what I'm saying? PBC for what? Somebody tell me the PBC dates. Mikello, let me know the PBC dates. You know any? Because I don't. You know what the PBC dates are? That's not no quick fix. You got all type of inactivity over there on PBC. Why would he go there if he looking to stay active? Get what I'm saying? They ain't reach out to him. They wasn't looking to do no business with him. Put it in his application for what? He gonna seek out the people that want to do business with him. PBC ain't no magical fix. All that damn inactivity. They got smoke over there, but do they got dates? Could they assure that he won't be an inactive fighter? See, y'all just think about a couple fights over there. That's cool. But what about the actuality of the situation? Do it make sense for him? Because it's a lot of inactive fighters on the PBC roster. And they still saying these dudes ain't got no dates like that. So I'm just trying to figure out how is that. I don't think that's the answer. I really don't. I don't think so. Shit, Boots just came from over that side, right? He wasn't signed with PBC, but he was dealing with that side, right? And he was inactive. Look how good Boots was. He was inactive. Finding himself inactive. He wanted to get out. Boots went to Matchroom for activity. We mad at Boots too? Should Boots have signed with PBC? See what I'm saying? That's not the answer for everybody's situation, yo. It really ain't. That's really not the answer. People thinking about fights, but how you getting them fights if you don't know where you fit in at? They ain't reach out to them and they probably don't have no interest in signing them. You get what I'm saying? They probably don't have no interest. So I can see him rolling with somebody that felt like he had interest in him. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what PVC was doing, but I don't feel like that's the quick fix. I don't feel like I'm actually glad he didn't do that. Because I don't think that would have been the answer. And again, if he talking about activity, you know what I mean? I feel like Gary Antoine lost because of activity. That's another thing too. From my view, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Marquis became mad at fighters for doing what's best for them and their families. Yeah. Issues that are provoked and unprovoked lies told in public, muddy water. It's okay to tell the ugly truth than a pretty lie. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But I think what you're saying is accurate, Marquis, by the way. I think what be happening too is people choose to hold on to fighters every word, knowing that they don't make 100% of the decision making by themselves. That's why more times than not, it be people that be hung up and stuck on what the fighters be saying. Why did he say this? Why did he say that? He said this. He said, I don't care what he said. If what he's saying is not on board and in line with what his team is saying, then he just saying shit. Just like fighters do. They just be saying shit because a lot of times they be speaking in the moment and they be speaking as individuals. They be talking about making moves that's going to be made as a team, but they be speaking from an individual standpoint. Do you understand what I'm saying? You put a camera in front of the average guy's face, whatever weight class he in, you ask him, will he fight another a champion in his weight class or another guy that's a top dog? What is he going to say? You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Would you fight so-and-so next? They going to say, yeah, but the reality is that's not going to what's going to be next. You get what I'm saying? Because in that moment, they spoke as an individual. They team ain't on board. If that's not in the plans, then that's not what's going to happen next. And the fighter just going to say all that for nothing, right? I tell people about that Matias dude. I think Matias is still good, though, man. I do. The Square Circle with Tech, dumb dad. Salute the new member, man. The Square Circle with Tech, man. I appreciate you becoming a channel member, bro. Much love, fam. Much love.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Right. But yeah, man. So I hear everybody, but I think people making it seem like going anywhere but where they had it at in their head is a bad thing. I don't think he made a bad move. He only made a bad move if he can't get what he want out of it. He wanted activity, and I think he wanted a good name. That's based off what I see, how I hear him talk. So what is he getting with a 2-fight deal? And he don't want nothing long term. The 2-fight deal can be done by February. That's not a long time at all. He's able to stay active, get the bag, and get a potential a good name at the back end of that in Zepeda. So if that's what he wanted out of the deal and that's what he get, it's not a bad move. It's only bad to people that feels like this move takes him out of contention to fight Tank, but I don't think it does that. As I just stated, the timeline lines up for them to still fight each other if that's what the plan is. You know what I'm saying? But we'll have to wait and see. He said, am I watching Floyd? I might take a peek at it, man. Because Carmel on there, Floyd gave us some good fights. Yeah, he gave us some great fights, man. He was a for sure bet every time. Kello be in the crying. Yeah, I'm watching my boy Floyd. I'm going to take a peek at it. Take a little peek at it, man. Floyd should run with AB. That's what he was saying, Tay in the joint. And that clip that I be playing, the Just Do clip that I be playing with AB, that's what he was talking about. That making an exhibition, making $100+ million or whatever. I don't think they're gonna both get no $100 million for an exhibition, but I think they can make some money. I think they both could really get paid from it, though. I do. Make money with Eddie and gain a big fight later if he does what he can do those 2 fights. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, I like him already, man. Shout out to the Square Circle, man. He come right in. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's not bad. It's only bad if Eddie can't secure the fight. And the fight for him, he can't overlook Joe Cordina can fight. He's a former champion. You got to prepare for him the same way you do everybody else. But after that, if he can secure the big fight, everything is good. You get what I'm saying? And it's 2 fights, and then that contract is over. Now you're set in a position to make another move. Now you see what else makes sense from you from that point on. That's all. People act like they got it all worked out, like they know what's going on. They really don't. Let that man eat, man. Let him eat. Let him do what he doing, bro. Let him do what he doing. Just do. How many top 10 fighters does Matchroom have at 135? I don't think they got no top fighters at 35, but that ain't the issue, right? If you could get them, it's only 2 fights. That only matters, Will, I think, if he on long term. But it's a great question. It makes sense, though. It's a fair question. It makes sense. I get what you're saying, but it's just not about the fighters. It's about the opportunity. And he wanted to stay active. You just heard Boots Ennis say what? The same thing, right? He was just on that side, right? He wasn't signed to PBC, but he was just on that side of the street, right? He left from over there because he's about to find himself inactive after stopping Via. You get what I'm saying? So what did Shakur say? He want to chase a bag and he want activity. That's what Matchroom provide, and that's why I feel like he made that move, because it was suitable for him. Everybody else is looking at maybe the PBC with fighters they had on the roster, and I understand that point. But where does he fit in that if they didn't reach out to do any business with him? Why would he go try to sign on to somebody that had no interest in signing him? Everybody knew he was in the last fight of his contract. If they had any interest on signing him, then they probably would have reached out. I don't know if they had, but they probably would have, right? So the fact that I would have to seek them out is telling me right there what? I'm not going to be priority. With Eddie Hearn sounds like the priority is what? Shakur. The priority is who? Boots. You get what I'm saying? We not thinking about the entirety of the situation. We just thinking about the fights and the fighters that is signed to which promotional company. Not thinking about activity, which PBC, right off the top of my head, it got a big issue with. They fighters complain all the time about being inactive. We see it all the time. You see it all the time. See it all the time. So, nah, bro. I don't think that was a quick the fix for him. Again, if they're not seeking him out, then what's his reasoning for seeking them out? Eddie Hearn, like I said, at least he wants to deal with him, right? He's on record for speaking highly about him even before he signed him. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to go with the guy that wanted you. You're going to go where you wanted at and where the best situation is at. So I don't think PBC is the situation, for the ideal situation for a guy that's looking to stay active and or possibly be priority while he's there for the short time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I don't think I never seen him going to the PBC though. I just never seen that for whatever reason. Matchroom had us thinking Regis was actually good to us. Really, and Regis said he's good though. He beat the odds. Tay, he beat the odds, man. He's an in-shape street fighter, bro. Yeah. Oh yeah. Around. Oh yeah, Dr. Boxing Talk. I appreciate that square circle, man. That's love, man. Yeah, ain't no need to be biased. I love boxing, so I don't got nothing bad about none of these fighters that I want to say. So I don't got no reason to ever be biased towards them or push a narrative, man. I really rock. I like seeing these dudes do their thing personally. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing these dudes do their thing. Shakur Boogeyman Stevenson. Now, I think his name should be Shakur Smoke Stevenson. No, he say he's chasing greatness. He is, bro. He is. Let my man lit, bro. Let my man lit. Let my man lit. But see, your idea, Knight Rider, of what chasing cut creator was good, my guy. Your idea of what chasing greatness is and his might be two different things. When he say that, he's just on his mission to be great. That doesn't always have to mean I got to make every move that a fan at home thinks I should make for me to be chasing greatness. You get what I'm saying? I don't see no other fighter that's winning like that. Get that like people hang on to his every word. They cry about every move he make, every fight now. It's getting bad. Like every little thing. He tweets something, they say something. So how does it upgrade Shakur's skills if he isn't fighting the guys in the top 10? All right, let me run through this. He has a 2-fight deal, Will, from what I understand. Multi-fight, 2 fights. Cepeda said he wanted to spend time with the family. That left room for Cordina to slip through the back door. Cordina has multiple fights at 135. He got about 4 or 5 to my count, right? If you just look up and down the resume. So it's not an ideal setup fight, but if you look at the fact that he's with Eddie Hearn, that's the guy that he was probably going to throw him in there with. One of his fighters, right? Makes sense for the situation. The next guy is supposed to be Williams Zepeda. So that answers the question in terms of the top 10 guy. He is in the top. You get what I'm saying? So the first fight is a stay busy fight. That works in Shakur's favor. He also stays busy. He gets paid. He gets to fight in front of a different crowd, different demographic. You get what I'm saying? Maybe pick up some new fans in that process. You get what I'm saying? That's all of what he wanted, activity and fights, and also with the ideal that he'll get the Zepeda fight in February. You get what I'm saying? So that is the top 10 guy. Now, look, that's the 2 fights. So at that point, now he has a decision what to do after that. You get what I'm trying to say? Now he has a decision what to do from that point on. So we got to just wait and see. I think a lot of people just like already figuring out, oh, well, he ain't getting his Zepeda fight. I heard somebody say that a while ago. He ain't getting that Zepeda fight. It's like, damn, just let it happen. Like, we want guys that do we want the fight? Why are we up here talking about he ain't going to get it? And think about it. If he don't get the fight, it's not because he turning it down. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it, man. If this dude was anybody else, people would see it the way I see it. But I think social media has done their job, man. They done a number on it. And they got people confused. Fight Shakur got him shook in the boogeyman stage. Nah, it ain't nobody wanted to fight him, but you seen guys turn him down, though. You seen guys turn him down. I ain't going to say nobody wanted to fight him, but you seen some people turn him down. I don't hear fans when Shakur says that stuff. He's saying, he's saying the square circle. He said it specifically. He said, yo, if you saying F me, I'm saying F you. That's not saying, yo, he said he love the fans. People just pick and choose what they want to hold on to when it's him. I've seen him specify and clear it up and be specific about what he meant and what he was saying. If people chose to see it, because they see everything else he tweet that's negative, but when he justified or clean it up, it's like nobody's seen that. Nah, he said F the fans, just do. He said, if you saying F me, I'm saying F you too. Simple. That's how I live life like that. If you feel like that about me, I feel like that about you. I'm not kissing your ass if you don't like me. You get what I'm saying? And that's how he got to look at it. Like, you don't like me, you don't like me. I got to continue to fight my fight. The ones that do rock with me, I fight for y'all. You get what I'm saying? It's that simple. That'd be a good fight. That'd be a good fight, Tay. Nah, it's not about fault. Y'all looking to blame people. It's fault for what? What is this his fault for? Y'all watch boxing through a different lens than me. I don't look at it as what happened to him that is his fault. He accomplished, he winning, he getting paid. What's his fault? He's not saying no to fights. Guys are saying no to him. So what's his fault? That he good? That he that talented? That dudes is finding reasons not to fight him? Adrian Molina, my guy, what's good with it, man? He had to why? Oh yeah, that's he talking to him. So perfect time for Boots and Shakur to take on that Money Mayweather persona. Since a lot of people saying that dislike him, be the hill. Sometimes you gotta be. You know what I mean? I definitely with Shakur. Boots ain't got to do it because they still love Boots. They don't feel like that about Boots. But Shakur, he can't do no right. So I wouldn't be surprised if he took that approach, the hill approach. I wouldn't even be mad at him because he can't do nothing for himself. You got people that ain't never made a boxing fight in their life. Ain't never signed a contract, let alone seen a boxing contract. Ain't never talked to a promoter. None of these dudes that's in them offices talking about they know where he should go. Think about how crazy that sounds. When you don't even know what he want. People at home talking like they know what's best for a whole nother fighter is crazy to me. That's wild. Without even knowing what his situation is, y'all telling me you know what's best for him. If I hear one more person say go to PBC, boy, with all that inactivity, they top fighters be inactive, but you want a guy that's looking for inactivity, looking to be active, go somewhere where the biggest fighters over there on the platform deal with inactivity. Also, the fact that they probably didn't reach out to them says what? That they don't really need to sign him, right? Right? So why would he go there again? Again, make this shit make sense. Stop looking at it. Oh, they got this fight, that fight. But do they want to do business with him? Do they want to sign him? Because they could have reached out just like anybody else. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that they didn't do it, I think he's going to go where he go. You know what I mean? He's going to go where he was accepted at, where somebody wanted him, where they was going to make the best deal. And that's what he did. Can't be mad at it. Got to, you know what I mean? Yeah, he said he ain't talking to the supporters. Cut. Anybody else that's still saying what he said when he said F the fans, they just want to say that. Because he made very specific. I don't know what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Keep apologizing for it or something. Edwin got beat, man. He didn't get it. If Shakur landed a little bit of punches, 60 punches, whatever, Edwin landed even less. And he was 100% healthy. So let that sink in. Let that sink in. We trashed Shakur for that performance, but let it be known that's the one that won. And he wasn't fighting himself. What the Edwin De Los Santos do that was impressive. And he was healthy. Said he had a great training camp. That's what he said. Then he went in there and fought like he was compromised too. So, I mean, we criticize one, got to criticize the other. He ain't fight nobody. He fought De Los Santos in there. Might tell Mama Schofield throw something in there with Lucas Body. They said he turned it down from my view. They said Lucas Body don't want it. I know Lucas Body was in the mix for Keyshawn Davis. Shout out to the plug, the fax machine. I know he was in the mix. They said he backed out of that. So Keyshawn Davis fighting Gustavo Lemos. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis, man. Keep lining them up and knocking them down. And go. I mean, keep lining them up and knocking them down. De Los Santos is irrelevant, bro. Nobody was talking about him before Shakur fought him. Now they keep bringing him up like he's some type of measuring stick or some type. He the bar. He lost to a guy with one hand that had one hand and sick for about a week at training camp. That dude don't deserve a damn rematch. And put it in perspective, Shakur fought since then and got another scheduled fight on the way. Somebody please tell me what De Los Santos is doing, and you telling me to tell that dude to go to the PBC for what? Go to the PBC for what? Nah, seriously. Go, ain't that where De Los Santos at? And he ain't fought since he fought Shakur? He about to go in his second fight. Y'all telling him to go over there? Go over there, why? Go over there, why? For what? What dates they got for him? Guarantee you he signed up over there. He wouldn't be fighting as soon as October. I guarantee you that. But that's not something y'all think about. Y'all think about what y'all want to see as fans, not what the fighter want for itself. See how weird that is? Nah, man. He gonna go where the situation makes sense, bro. Yeah, they was just after he knocked Ryo out. Yeah, but they wasn't raving now. They wasn't raving the way they are now. They wasn't raving about him now. They act because he didn't get embarrassed. So they like, he's some type of barometer. He's not. And in that fight easily could have went either way to me. You know what I mean? He just happened to catch Ryo after getting caught. You know what I'm saying? VA 11-8, VA hospitality. You know 12-3s. He fighting Gustavo Lemos. If you sign with the PBC, there's a fight with Tank always available. But now maybe it would be different for Boots. Yeah, but that's the problem. We talking about one fight. Now. When is that fight going to be available? Talking about one fight. And Loma, if he's still planning on fighting Loma for the first quarter, Loma didn't have to sign over to the PBC, neither do Shakur. See how that worked? So that's one fight. And we talking about when is he going to get this fight? Again, we talking about a guy that said he want activity. He got a date already with Eddie Hearn. Somebody tell me, do the PBC got a car October 12th? Matter of fact, hell with that. Scratch that. Tell me the October dates for PBC, period. Anybody in here? De Los Santos ain't fought since he lost to Shakur. Shakur already had a fight. He gonna have another one in October. You get what I'm saying? That's not the end all be all. All I'm saying is it's no right or wrong answer. You just don't know who presented what to him. You know what I mean? And I love the PBC. I like all these promotional companies. You know what I'm saying? I like them all. Chop, I see YSM, my guy. What's good with it, bros? I see y'all in the back. What's good with it?
Yo, what up with you?
Man, you already know, man. Just another build, another day. What's good with you, my guy? I was just playing one of your videos a minute ago.
Just and my brother YSM, salute family. What's good with you, yo?
Man,
you already know.
Just a good build, man. Hey, talk to me, man. What's going on, man?
I wanted to cook on what you said about Edwin.
Yeah. Talk to me.
I just think that Edwin would be a better fight than Joe Cordina. Now, for Shakur, probably not, because this is a perfect setup for Shakur to look good. You know what I'm saying? I think that since Joe Cordina just got knocked out by somebody that only had 8 knockouts in 22 fights, I think that they feel like Shakur got a good chance of knocking the guy out, and then he can look exceptional, and then that might make the fight between him and Tank bigger. I understand that, but as far as the business aspect go, but as far as a fan, man, I don't want to see that, man. I want to see you knock somebody out that's, got a 50% chance of knocking you out too.
Right, I get you.
You know what I'm saying? Just as a fan, you know what I'm saying? It's disappointing to me. That's all. I like Shakur. I
No, I get you. That's all good.
Fight, man.
It's all good. Look, like I said, Cordina's a good fighter. I just don't think most people do their homework. I don't want to justify getting a title shot off a knockout loss and all that. I know how that looks to the eye, right? I get it, but I look a little bit deeper than surface level. Yeah, he lost. I also know he just shouldn't have been there. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him. He looked compromised at that weight class and staying there. In that particular fight, the fight before, he had a tough weight cut and should have been up at 35. You know what I'm saying? So when I see a guy get stopped for his first time and look compromised while he's doing it, in my mind, I start doing math and I consider that the weight cut has something to do with it. A lot of times when you struggle or make these crazy ass weight cuts, and I ain't saying that it had to be crazy, it just was time for him to move up. So I just think he was compromised and he paid for it. I think he went to the well one too many times, and it was what it was.
Like Spin.
Hey, Just, here's the only thing with that, right? I feel like people need to be fair, but if you're going to be fair, be honest, right? All right, so we all know what this is. They're picking a guy that has a name, a guy that is beatable for a really good payday. That's why Shakur is taking this fight. He's a 130 that's moving up to 35. He has a name because he's had good wins at 30. But Turkey's going to give him a good bag for it because it is a guy with a name. Now, is it a good fight to take as far as boxing-wise? And I'm talking about like boxing fan-wise. Of course not. He's coming off to get knocked out. He's a smaller guy, right? And going up to face Shakur Stevenson is hard as is, even if all cylinders are firing. But it's especially going to be a tough road to climb when you just got stopped. He's going to be licking his chops, pause. So two things can be true. Like you can make decisions based off of money, which I think this is, or you can make decisions off of legacy. It all depends on like how you feeling. But just expect criticism for whatever decision you make, because that's just how fans are.
Yeah, I think criticism, like I said, is fair. But when it start, dipping over into like borderline slander, like it's only so much I'm willing to say over and over. This is a bad fight. To the point, I think the setup or the circumstances make it a bad fight. Seeing a guy get stopped and then that's the guy you giving him. So I get it. But for me, I look at the initial plan was the other guy, right? And him stepped out. I look at him as a fill-in, stay busy, and to make some money, like you said. So as long as they can secure that other guy at the back end, this fight will be exactly what it is, right? Like to stay busy. I don't know disrespect.
He's about to get overpaid.
But it's gonna be
about to get overpaid, bro. So take it.
Yeah, I mean, take it. Hell yeah. He said he was gonna chase the bag too. So get it.
Hey,
but if they can give him the name at the end, I'm cool. But if not, then now you got to look at that. Now y'all looking like y'all just wasting time. See what I'm saying? So let's see how it play out.
You can't say it's wasting time if you cashing the check.
Well, let me say it this way: for the boxing fans that's complaining,
gotcha.
The ones that it's never wasting time because he's gonna get paid accordingly, right? And I'll throw this out there. It's a little interesting little footnote. Joe Cordina got more fights at 135 than Shakur. Let y'all know that. I mean, I know it was a while ago, but he definitely got experience at 35. I got to look again. It's 4 or 5 fights he had down there until he found his sweet spot. That's what I think he did. Found a sweet spot at 130, and it worked out for him. Snatched up a title, defended it a couple times until he got his ass stopped. But I get it, man. I just can't cry that much. You know what I'm saying? Beat him up, get him out the way. I'm looking to see if he's going to get you as a pay to fight. I think if you done with this situation somewhere around February, y'all can make that fight. It makes sense that, all right, I can make more peace with this fight. You get what I'm saying? I'm cool with it, but if you can't get a name after that,
hey, Joe, let me ask you a question real quick. You think this fight should be pay-per-view or free?
Ramon was good with it, bro. I mean, shit, that's why it's a co-main. So, main event fight. I mean, Shakur is a main event. He
on the Better Beef card, right?
Yeah, he on a Better Beef. So it's a co-main.
Yeah, that's definitely pay-per-view.
Right.
I retract that question.
Right.
I mean, bro, they just trying to get him in. Like, all right, so boxing fans don't understand how promoters work, right?
Right.
A promoter don't care about legacy and all that shit that they be trying to kick to y'all. They're trying to sell tickets, right? They're trying to sell tickets, period. Whether it's a hip-hop concert, whether it's a sporting event, right? They're trying to sell tickets. Comedy shows, they're trying to sell tickets, right? So, do I want to go into a tank fight?
Right.
Shakur's stock is low as far as the fans. Like, we have to be honest. The fans are happy with Shakur's performances. So now, as Eddie Hearn has to do, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to give showcase fights, get everybody galvanized behind them, get them some good paydays, build his buzz back in, and then now when I go into a fight with Tank, I go in there with more leverage than what I had me leaving Bob and, Bob talking all kinds of shit.
Ain't no way you came up here talking logical. Nah, YSM. What you talking about? He ducking thing. He ain't scared. Ain't no way. That's why he went over to Eddie Hearn. That's what they get what I'm saying. I appreciate you coming up here adding some logic. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying it gotta be that way. That sounds logical in terms of if you actually considering business. They're gonna make some money off. I disagree on one thing. They're gonna try to make it make sense.
I think Turkey is about the legacy though. Turkey want to see legacy fights, man. Yes, he do.
I disagree with you.
Bag with him.
I like Turkey a little bit. I like him.
He showed that it ain't all about the bag with him. With most promoters, all the other promoters, that's all it's about. But it seems with him it's different. He want legacy fights.
All right, so I don't want to be this dude, but I'm gonna keep it a big, right? Everybody kicks that. Everybody kicks legacy fights, but you got to understand history. Like I'm gonna keep this vet. You got to understand history and to understand people's agendas, right? No, he. This is a chance to make Saudi Arabia be viewed in a different light. It doesn't have anything to do with legacy. Saudi Arabia has a bad PR image as far as around the world goes. But if I throw this, these crazy extravaganzas and people start visiting it in tourism, now it's looked at as a vacation spot or a tourist attraction instead of a place that human rights violations happen. I didn't mean to get too deep, but they're trying to change how their country's viewed.
Talk that talk, man. It's good for the conversation.
I'm not mad at it because the dude is throwing great cards. But I can't say that he's legacy. I don't see it that way. I see it as him, wanting to change the perception.
Right.
And it's a negative perception, and it might not be rightfully so. It could be negative propaganda that's put out. We all know how the world works in media, where if you look a certain way, then you're viewed as a certain light, or if you don't, if you come from a Middle Eastern country or an African country, all of a sudden, it's just crazy over there. You already know how that goes.
But YSM, how could you say he's not about legacy when he tried to make Bud versus Canelo? Then when that fell through, he was talking about Bud versus Boots.
What happened to that Bud versus Boots fight?
Huh?
I said, what happened to Bud versus Boots?
I mean, what I'm saying is those are the fights he said he wanted to see. He wanted to get made. Bud didn't want to fight Boots. But you got Edwin De Los Santos that's willing to fight Shakur. And
that's not a legacy fight, bro.
That was the fight that where Shakur's stock start dropping. Then plus Shakur had a excuse with his right hand being hurt. So why can't you go back and show us, hey, it really was the right hand. My right hand is healed now. Now watch what I do to this guy.
I disagree with you. You're saying legacy fights. I'm saying he wants to put on big events, these big, grand, super events.
Yeah.
Right? For that reason. Like, it's not his money, bro.
Right.
He's getting the money from the royalty. It's not his. Like, he's not funding these fights himself.
I definitely get both of y'all too. Yeah, why
Yeah, so he's looking for. You can't say he wants legacy fights and he's putting on Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. No, that's a big event.
Yeah, events. He like them event fights. He do.
Okay, well,
but he has spoken about some fights that sound good. But I see somebody say the Bud and Canelo fight would be a legacy fight for Bud, but not Canelo, and I get that.
No, but that's a big event. So that's what I feel like he's after. Right. I feel like he's after big events because he wants to change his country into a tourist attraction, which is smart.
Which is not
usually the big events, though. Usually, I mean, what's usually the big events, though, bro?
Honestly, bro, nowadays, I said nowadays, just two people with names. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is bigger than any fight in boxing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know about that, bro. I mean, you might be right because Jake Paul got all those followers. He got millions of followers, so that's what make that big. But as far as people that don't have that type of following, as far as millions of people online,
they're bringing WWE. They paid WWE a shitload of money to throw this shit called Crown Jewel. Right? It's a huge event, and that's what I'm saying. Both after huge events, not just legacy fights. Canelo and Crawford.
I agree with that.
That's a huge event.
Right. I agree with that. He after huge events.
I got you up here, bro. It'd be wrong for me not to ask, man. Got to ask, man. Got to at least get my guy thoughts on this, Boots, and, Brian Norman, and just sending these contracts out because you are the guy that I played the video. What you make of all this, man? Think Eddie could do right by Boots, man, and get him one of these unifications that's right there for him?
I found it real interesting, right? All right, so did you talk about the Stanionis thing?
Yeah, I played that one. I ain't really get into it though. I played the video.
All right, so we'll start Mario Barrios. We know Mario Barrios got an offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stanionis went to Twitter and said that he talked to his advisor and didn't get an offer, right? And Eddie said, "Oh, yes, you did. Wednesday. You need to talk to your people."
Right.
Stanionis comes back out and says, basically we don't deal in low offers. And that's why my advisor didn't say anything. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah.
But you just said you didn't get
exactly. It went from I didn't get an offer to the offer was so low. That's why they didn't tell me about it. Well, which one is it, bro?
Don't do this
you either got one or you didn't. That's one, right? Two, Brian Norman Jr. They did get an offer, and this happens in negotiations where one side wants this, the other side wants that.
Right.
He's on record saying, he's looking for more.
Right.
And, you got to let them work that out. So hopefully, we get that fight. Do I think Brian Norman and them scared? No.
Yeah, right.
Do I think Boots is scared? No.
Mm-hmm.
Let them work it out.
I like the agitation in Boots' video that y'all did where he initially talked about the turn down part. He don't sell it too much. He don't do too much talking, but it looked like he really tired of he ready to get some scalps, man. It looked like he ready to scalp some people.
You can see it.
No, because you look at it this way, right? Everybody is always saying, right? Okay, so they saying he's not fighting nobody, right? But then when he's trying to fight dudes, they're making excuses of why he doesn't deserve those fights or why he shouldn't get those fights, or not putting pressure on the other guys to make these fights. Like Terrence Crawford is looking for career high paydays legacy fights,
Right.
But what about everybody else?
Right. What y'all doing? Right.
Is somebody gonna put pressure on Stanionis because Boots was trying to fight you, and you fought who? You fought Madonna's little brother.
Yeah, Fabian or something, right?
Fabian Madonna, right? Where was the fans raging at?
Right.
It seemed like the fans pick and choose. Stanionis for Gabriel Mestre. But Boots was trying to fight you.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. That situation.
outraged from people.
why I say when people cry about who somebody is fighting, I don't mind if you want to complain, but please put it in context just to be real to the conversation. Fuck fair, be real. Put it in context. When you say somebody not fighting somebody, don't forget to mention that every time. Go to fight one of these guys that we feel like is a suitable opponent. It's some bullshit that happened, and it's not from him turning no fights down. So that tells me something. That's why I don't whine about who he's not fighting. I say until you can show me somebody that he's not willing to fight or he's turning down, then I'm not whining about who he's fighting because he only getting who's saying yeah. There's nothing else he can do. He said it. Nothing else I can do. And I hope he get one of them fights. Them shits are right there, bro. And they all seem like willing participants. At least that's what the consensus is. People think Barrios won't turn down no smoke at all if he get offered. Same thing with Stanionis. Same thing with Norman. But you heard them yesterday. They was talking about it. And I said something about the money. He's very vocal. If that money stayed the same, they wanted to be somewhere else. If it stayed there, then they want a little more, you know. I mean, I sound like they need to negotiate then, man. Because it seems like that's more likely to happen than the other ones, maybe.
Especially on top of that, who is Stanionis that he could say an offer is low, and who is he fought that's been bringing in butts or filling in seats? Like ultimately, that man's the champion, and he's sending you an offer, and you don't want it. Same way for Norman. Who is Norman that he can go on and say, well, because it's in Philadelphia, it's too low. You pay me a little bit more bread, then I'll go there. Like, dog, you just became champion.
I get that. At least you know what? At least it sounds like it's some negotiation that could go on.
No, you're right. You're right.
At least it sounds like it's breathing room.
The difference between Stanionis and Brian Norman Jr. is Brian Norman Jr. isn't acting like he never got an offer.
Nah.
No, that's a fact.
I love Lee Norman, yo. That's why I said I love that fight because they seem like the most willing. I ain't gonna lie. To me, fighter wise, I ain't saying nobody's scared, none of that. But I like their energy. I like Norman and I like Boots. Neither one of them oversell it, and that's why I appreciate it. They mean what they say, and I think they'll fight. I mean, Cigar Talk, what's good with it?
Cigar Talk, let me put that link up in there for me.
That's up there. Salute to my guy, Najee. What's good with it? Yeah, people at that area. That's why I say you don't gotta take the first thing thrown at you. Ain't that what negotiation is for? And that's not for either side. I'm just saying that sound like it, you know, as long as you ain't straight up saying no and being wild, man, make something happen, man. Make something shake. Because it sound like they, you know, they interested, man. Where else y'all going? You know what I'm saying?
Norman sounded like he really about that fight. So I say that's the one, and you know the disgust on Boots' face tells you that he's tired of the game. Yeah. So that fight definitely can be made.
He ready to
that fight definitely can be made.
I'm kind of tired. I laugh at stuff like that because I feel him. I'm like, I know that should be pissing him off because I know if it's up there, he gonna fight, and it'd be the same thing for these fighters. But man, communication is key, man. I mean, William Old School, pardon me, man. Salute to my good brother, man. What's going on with?
Man, I was just waiting for a spot to jump in.
Man, my bad, bro. What's good, man? Talk to me. You already know.
All right. Wasn't Brian Norman supposed to fight Tio?
Say that again?
Wasn't Brian Norman supposed to fight Tio?
Tio turned that fight down.
Really?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
That dude just goes on ducking. All right, now here's my next thing.
Right.
Shouldn't Shakur be fighting somebody preparing him for Tank? Because that's where the money is.
That's, you know, the tricky part is, well, I mean, an ideal situation, if you working yourself to that fight eventually, shit, yeah, you would want to, but I've always
that's the way I see it. I mean, come on.
Fighter that does that, prepares.
I mean,
yeah, I just think the best thing for him is just to gain experience. All the way
he needs to prepare himself for somebody like Tank, because Tank is the best right now. That's the way I see it. I don't see nobody at 135, 140 that can beat that dude.
You know what I mean? Ain't no more. It's just one. And I said this, to be honest, on both sides, I don't think nobody truly, like, stylistically prepares one for the other. I just think it's going to be what it's going to be when they do fight. Yeah. I don't think so either.
Salute to y'all, man. Thomas Hill, William Old School. Salute.
Bill Haney's lawyer.
Hey, Thomas Hill, what did you say when you first came in? Because I had some thoughts on it, but my kids had interrupted, man, and I lost it.
You talking about when I first came into the chat or up to here?
Into the live, on the live.
I was just saying, man, honestly, Eddie can't, he's only going to make fights that are in-house. Any big fights that's going to be made for Boots or him is going to be funneled through Riyadh season. And a lot of it has to do with the dealings that he had with Devin Haney. It's just what it is, man. So whether De Los Santos is available or not, whether that's a good fight or not, it's not the fight he gonna make unless it's gonna be something that they're gonna piece over on Riyadh season. Because he ain't taking no losses.
Why wouldn't they? Because Turkey got the bag. Why wouldn't they do it on Riyadh season? He been bringing everybody else over there.
But see, now that means these other fighters got to be willing to participate with that. That's all I'm saying. It ain't easy to make these fights cost promotional because you stand the reason on splitting the purse. And what if the purse don't do well? So that's why it won't happen, man. Core or Eddie man. You think they're afraid of De Los Santos?
All I know is he won't rematch the man.
Look.
Yeah, but
here's the way I see the De Los Santos issue. Tank had to listen to everybody talking about him and Pitbull Cruz when he beat Pitbull with one hand, but nobody ever let it go. They all wanted to see the rematch. I don't know how many people kept saying, "Oh, he needs a rematch. He needs a rematch." Well, here we go. Here we go with De Los Santos. Shakur had to beat him with one hand, but people are not going to let it go. So he might as well just get it over with. If you had a bad night, beat the man and show him you had a bad night. Shut all the crap up.
Here's the thing with that, though. Who's gonna? If you're a network, you gonna pay for that fight?
I don't know. If I was a network, I think I would.
What, De La
Santos? No, if you're a network, right? Think about how that fight was received.
Yeah, why right? Do it again?
Would you put up 3, 4? Shakur's a nice little ticket. You know what I'm saying? Shakur ain't no Rudy Poo fighter to where as though you're gonna pay him pennies. No.
Right.
So you're looking at $3-4 million just on the main event, right?
Right.
You gonna put up $4 million for that? No, put Shakur in there with another name. Joe Cordina is a more accomplished guy than Evan De Los Santos.
Don't you think the rematch would sell bigger though, just because of what happened the last time? Because people want to see it.
It could go on this fight that's going right now. Bivol better be as the undercard instead of Cordina. So that's just an excuse, man.
Yeah, I just think
I'm giving you the perspective of somebody that's. If you putting up money, right? Do you remember that fight? Are you going to risk $4 million on how that fight looked the first time?
Right.
People want to see that more than they want to see him versus Joe Cordina, fam.
All right, so here's how you sell that fight. You put somebody else on the card that's a huge fight. That way, everybody gets their money for it.
They already got it. Better be Evan versus
You still look to lose money just simply based off how it's perceived the last time. Like, think about it. People still complaining now. And I think the only people really asking to see that is people probably hoping De Los Santos get lucky in a rematch.
No, I want to see Shakur beat his ass.
I want to see Shakur whooping. I'm talking about beat his ass.
He won't beat him with two, and I just don't think it'd do nothing different for him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I wanted to see the first time.
What the hell did that fight warrant the rematch? I don't think so.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not the kind of fight where it's like, man, dang, you got to rematch that, man. Take your L, move on. At least do something else and make the rematch something that makes sense. Notice, like this man about to be on his second fight, De Los Santos.
I remember earlier you were saying,
hell no.
You were saying Shakur need to get on his Mayweather. Well, Mayweather was the type of fighter when he had controversial fights, he ran that thing back.
Yeah, but that shit made sense, and Floyd is, that shit was different for Floyd, man. Respectfully, that nigga ain't Floyd, and I just think it's a different situation. I just don't see no need for it, right? I really don't. I would rather him see him fight somebody else first for the first time.
Yo, I'm not excited about the Joe Cordina fight. I'm not crazy over the moon for it. But I don't want to see Edwin De Los Santos again. I'm good on that.
Like this is what I want to put in perspective, right? people talk about how few punches Shakur landed, how he did this, and how bad. Y'all know he didn't fight himself. Y'all know for as bad as he looked, off as he was that night, because it's true indeed, your off night was definitely present, 100%.
That was a terrible
Whatever
night,
his
bro.
issue was, is okay, but you still found a way to win. Cool. But what did the other guy do? If he didn't do shit, the other guy did even less. Healthy. Hell no, I don't want to see it again for that reason alone. If
He
you was
couldn't
able
cut
to
that
trick
ring
some
off.
shit, make some real like ooh and ah moments, and don't give me because he ran, you cut the ring off. Because the same, that's what they told people. That's what they said for Shakur and Artem. All right, should have
All
cut
right,
the
but
ring
hold
off.
on.
What was that energy for De Los Santos? Should have
Right.
cut the ring off. He didn't do it.
Yo.
Even Shakur, one of his coaches said, man, he was supposed to go at him like a Tasmanian devil, right? I think my bro told me. So he was like, man, he should have went there and tried to knock his ass out. And I didn't see it. He was every bit as respectful as Shakur was. All that scary shit people saying he's scared to get. What the hell was Edwin De Los Santos doing to make you think he was really trying so hard to make that fight? Besides showing his frustration and inexperience with pointing to the ground and stupid shit like that, dude did nothing. Respect to him, but he did nothing. And the only thing he's riding off is knocking Ryo out after getting dropped himself. Nah, he got to do something. Since then, this man done outclassed another opponent. De Los Santos still on the sideline. You think he just deserved? And this is another title shot. Nah, man, he got to show me something, bro. I ain't impressed.
I can name 5 dudes I'd rather see him in there with than De Los Santos.
I get it. And maybe they stopped.
Man, he's still in the middle of the ring and was pointing down, bro. He wasn't doing no fighting.
Hey, man, he was trying to push the fight, bro. He was trying to bring the fight to Shakur. Shakur wasn't engaging. Shakur, he pop shot at him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, show us that it was really the hand. You had an excuse. But if you going to make an excuse up, that means you know your performance was poor.
So you want to say that he won the fight?
A whole MRI?
I'm saying it was a true excuse. Yes,
yeah, I
mean, true. I'm not saying like he was lying.
You can look past all that, right? You could just reduce it to what it is, or chalk it up for what it is. It's an off night. That's an anomaly.
Look, what I expected that night was the same thing when Shakur did the Japanese dude. Walk him down and beat him up. He didn't do that at all. And yeah, he had a bad hand. So go run it back and walk the man down and beat him up.
He walked Artem down and was beating him up, but Artem wasn't a willing participant the way Yoshino was. Yoshino was standing in there just getting chopped up. Artem had the legs and the IQ, the intelligence to move around. You know what I mean? And then he fought them last few rounds like he was just trying to make it through the fight, not win. And that's
hey,
you know.
Gus, I'm going to eat dinner, bro. I just wanted to stop in for a second.
Hey, Chop, would you rather see Shakur in there with Brinchick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Would you rather see Shakur in there with what's the Williams Zepeda?
Absolutely.
That's 2. Lomachenko.
Absolutely.
3. Tank.
Absolutely.
4.
You know,
right?
Yeah. And
all right, so
it's some more. But again, I just want to be clear. I just don't think it warrants a rematch. Like it was only close because one guy had a bad night to me. That's how he made that fight look. He didn't prove to me. Now he did some things right. You know what I mean? He did some things well for sure. And he walked up out of there and found a way without getting embarrassed how most opponents do, but he still didn't do enough for me. You know what I mean, to make me say, like, yeah, fight that guy again. Nah, you beat him just a badass night. Oh, wow. I don't care. But I get it. I mean, like, that's what it's all about winning, man. I ain't throwing De Los Santos away. I would rather see him fight somebody else, man. See how he would approach the fight.
I haven't seen Joe Cordina. I know what De Los Santos, I know what that fight looks like. I'm good. Let me see what Joe Cordina can do.
Right. They just dismissed him bad. It's unfortunate that he was better off getting knocked out earlier in his career than in his last fight. Because I think we throw fighters right away. Like I said, man, if you just look at the 4 to 5 fights before that loss, he put together some solid wins against quality opponents. And I get it, it's at 130. Cool, but he been at 135 before. Like I said, just go look it up. You know what I'm saying? He fought several times there. You know what I mean? About 4 or 5. So he has some experience there, but like I said, just to reward a guy essentially with a title shot. But again, I feel like how we got here is it's not as cut and dry as just picking Cordina like people making it seem. It's an easy pick for obviously Eddie Hearn. That's his guy. I mean, Shakur just got over there, and I feel like it's a stay busy fight for him too. So he kind of kill a couple birds with one stone. Stay busy, you get paid. It's a fight that you probably could look good against, but you can't take him lightly. Joe Cordina could fight, and he might look better at 35, where he belongs. He might look healthier. You get what I'm saying? You never know. So the man can fight. He's a former champion. Take him serious. Beat his ass. Keep it moving. I mean, just keep it moving. I just want to see better fights. You know what I'm saying? Just move him closer to the
me
ring.
too, man.
I would think it's heavy in boxing, but
for
that
real.
man had a decision to make. I think he made the best one he could. You know,
That's all I'm really saying for real, Just. I just want to see the best fights.
absolutely,
That's
man. I really love boxing, bro. I'd be like a kid watching these fights, bro. I'd be like,
I don't hate none of these boxers.
Weekends boxing, come on. Shit, like a little treat, yeah. That I never get tired of.
I no doubt. And to answer, to speak to that one thing that was asserted, I know Big Dope never wanted to see the pit bull fight again for Tank. He was definitely against that.
I don't want to see that shit either.
Don't know, but that I know that like boxing on a real deep level. Don't see that.
But Tank destroyed Pitbull in a way more convincing fashion than Shakur did at Wendell.
You said destroyed it?
In a way more impressive fashion is what
I wouldn't label that what happened is destroyed. I'll say he outboxed him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He won. In other words, he won more convincingly.
He won in a more decisive fashion. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. No argument at all.
He looked better, in other words. With one
argument at all. But I'll say this. Though. There's some discrepancy on when he hurt his hand. And that's why people making the comparisons, right? Because y'all trying to say they both hurt their hands. One did way better with the hurt hand. Yeah, go watch the fight again. I just watched it, I think, as early as last week. Go watch it again. I just wanted to jog my memory and make sure I wasn't tripping. Y'all go watch that fight again and go tell me what round he hurt his hand.
Oh, you talking about Tank?
Yeah, because that's why they usually compare the performances. They try to say Tank did better with a hurt hand. Yeah, okay. Let's go see when he hurt it, though. See when he hurt it. You could see it clear as day when he walked to the corner and see when his hand was hurting.
I don't need to do a comparison.
It actually is.
I need them two brothers in the weight.
Round 11, bro. He used his left hand all the way to 11th round except for the 12th.
I said I don't need to do the comparison. Both of them won the fight with one hand. I need to see them two brothers in the ring.
Yeah,
that's the comparison.
I just put that out there because they, that's why they compare.
I know what you're doing, Justin. You're right in that. You're right in that.
With a hurt hand and the other guy. Tank is a dog, man. He's a complete fighter. He showed me so much in that fight. I watched that fight because I enjoy watching it too, but I also had to just jog my memory because a lot of people.
I don't think he gets credit for being a complete fighter either.
Yeah.
You said that again?
I don't think he gets his credit for being a complete fighter.
He is. And I think he complete in more ways than one. Like that's why I say if you don't like him, I don't know. It's like saying you don't really like boxing. I enjoy that talent that he is because he complete in terms of being in the skill set in the ring, the fighter, but mentally, like he got a lot shit working for him, man. Clicking on all cylinders, man. Like I said, they got a well-oiled machine over there.
With that being said, man, I just don't like some of his moves though.
Shout out to YSM, man. Appreciate you always coming.
He's definitely a complete fighter.
We're gonna rock out for another 10 minutes.
I just don't like some of his moves, man. And some of his opponents that he choosing, man.
You know what? Look at it this way, though, Chop. Because I'm always trying to give you something else to think about, not change your mind. The fact of the matter is, he don't choose his opponents. He told us that. He really don't. And I'll give you something just to consider, right? Just imagine you sign on to a situation, right? And every move thus far has been a successful turn. It's been you get what I'm saying?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's hard to go against what your team has showed you has been working, right? So it's like, that's why when he say like, I ain't demand these names and stuff like that, and people be like, you see, he don't be wanting to fight, he ain't even asking for him. I think it's a matter of understanding his position, where he at, understanding that his team is a great team, and trusting that they're gonna make the best decisions for him. And I think that's also what makes him dangerous. Is a lot of shit he don't have to worry about. Like you think he's sitting around right now worried about who he gonna fight? You think he's stressing about that shit? Not at all, because he got the team gonna find
not one bit
for him to be successful, and that's their job, right? But that's what I think. I just don't think he went against whatever the plans that they had for him. But if you just look at the amount of success that they have and been having and where he's at currently, like it's tough to go against. Like, and they moving you closer to these people, so it's like just sit tight and we got you. So I think it's one of them. You know what I'm saying? And in the process, they understand that it's some hits that they're going to take in terms of like criticism and publicity. They understand that, but they also in it to make that money. So as long as that turnout is good, they could deal with some of the criticism, you know what I mean, along the journey, while meanwhile moving his dude slow, you know, closer and closer to the guys that he should be fighting. So I think it's just all timing with him, and the fact that as he do and sells out the way he do.
But with all due respect,
money, right?
That was before he named them names.
They're not trying to necessarily put them in the riskiest situations. That's what people don't like to hear. But they challenging them, but they're not putting them in no situation where they think he's gonna lose. And that's everybody's team, right? So I think that's just how he's been.
That's what I don't like about boxing, but that's what I don't like about it, though, Just.
I get it, but we just got to consider, right, that, and it's not cool because this is the part where it leaves us out a little bit, right? That way of thinking doesn't necessarily benefit us per se as the viewing fan, right? The paying fan, but it will benefit this guy. But I look at it like, if you just see where it's going, they some things have happened, but he's still in a position to do a lot of what we want him to do in terms of fighting these people. He's still relatively in a position to do so. And I think a lot of that is, you know, centered around earning potential and them maximizing dollars. Yeah, they're going to take risks. Like I said, with any other team, it's calculated risk, right? They pick a time in which they do things and it makes sense. And I think they make money off it. You know what I'm saying? So him just being a draw, I think, is a big reason why they move the way they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just, I realize
without belts, and people could be that successful or not. Now he had a belt for quite some time, but you get what I'm saying. His sole purpose ain't got to be to chase down every belt, and he still can be a big name, a big driving force without it. So I get exactly what you're saying, but I think this plan could lead to the right fights, especially if he's being honest about what he's saying with certain names being in there. That's why, you get what I'm saying? I don't think I trip. It's just a matter of win for us, right? And it seems like they be stretching this shit out, but I think they do, because I think they maximize the earning potential, especially when he's a meal ticket. Think about how many people get paid when he fight, and people getting paid good. Nobody complaining. Probably everybody ear to ear when Tank fight. Get what I'm saying? So I just think it's all about just more education, more understanding. I want to understand that business side of it, right? Because the more understanding you have, we'll understand these moves that's made and why certain fights might not be right now. Instead of us having that low-level conversation of saying somebody ducking. Understand what's going on, what moves are being made. Like, we move fast up here, bro. We be talking for hours. We be breaking down every angle. You get what I'm saying? They ain't doing it like that. Like, people probably taking breaks, days between. You get what I'm saying? I don't think dudes is on the phone every single day the way we up here every single day for these hours talking. And I ain't saying it never get like that, but I just think the business of boxing is slower than how we move from live to live. You get what I'm saying? Like, the next day, bro, we like, next topic, yo, who ducking? You get what I'm saying? Like, hold on.
You know what, Just as a content creator, is really our job.
Dragon was good with it, Brody.
To think in the way that you're talking. You know what I'm saying? It's really our job to analyze everything that's going on.
And don't take no side. Notice, I always tell you, I just want to give you something to think about. Don't want to change your mind. My goal is never to change your mind on what you're thinking, but to just provide you with something else to consider that make peace with the situation. And it don't always got to be one way. You get what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of these boxing situations they play out, man. Tank said he had a list 3 years ago and proceeded to fight 3 cans. The thing is, bro, I think things change, bro. I don't think Tank is fighting cans. I think the issue is the talent that we know.
But that's why I say, you know, from that point forward, yeah, it was all his team. But when he came out and named names, now he's held accountable to that, because you said this is who your next fight should be.
Yeah.
Now they don't have to be in succession. You can mix and match some light touches in there because it's a lot of heavy hitters in there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we got to make those fights. Now I don't hold stuff against him right now because he's trying to make that Loma fight. Now Loma don't want to fight.
That dude ain't you don't grow up that way. You don't start boxing that young to be scared of people. We gotta start having more like educated conversations. Let's elevate past this scared and duck talk. You really think dudes are scared? Scared. Like I ain't seen people being scared getting in the ring since like the Mike Tyson era, bro. Those dudes used to be shook. you get me. Do dudes want to lose? No, they don't want to lose. Do dudes got plans? Yes. But let's stop putting too much responsibility on the fighters. They're not making and facilitating them fights by themselves. Yeah, they can entertain call outs on who they want to fight because some of that is part of the business. Like to just keep your name out there. It's not saying you won't fight them, but you're gonna let it be known anytime somebody. If I'm a top guy and you mentioning me with another top guy in my weight class and you talking about will I fight him, what I'm supposed to say? Nah, we're gonna fight one. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's just what they're supposed to do. But I know the teams are making these calls. That's why I'm like, yo, man, Shakur can fight anybody he want. I said, man, show me a fight in 22 that he picked. If he can fight anybody he want, how come he still ain't fight Loma yet?
Just you best believe fighters are scared of other fighters.
You think so?
Man, that's a myth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think so.
I mean, they all human beings.
They get nerves
that don't give a damn.
Right.
They don't give a damn. They want to fight whoever, whenever, and they for real about it.
Yeah, they get nerves and all that.
A fan of a fighter. That's the type of fighter I like. I'm from the old school, man, where they fought tough fight after tough fight. They fought people that was expected to beat them and stuff like that. They was on top.
Scared to lose the bag.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, and that's to me, that's kind of like ruining it.
So Dose, you gotta then you gotta respect Tank because Tank always keep it a bean. The man said he was afraid of the power that Ryan got, man, because he didn't see him drop so many niggas with that left hand. So he respected the hell out of that power. That I'm not trying to get hit with that until he actually got hit with it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just being real.
Oh man, I definitely respect Tank, man. It's just I don't respect some of his moves.
Yeah, I tell you, like,
phenomenal. Years ago, when Floyd threatened Tank with Loma, I was like, man, man, well, go call him.
Hey, but check this out,
because I think at that time Tank could have knocked Loma out.
Me too. Stretched out boxing. What's good with it, bro? Check this out. Look at it this way, though. He always put context to that, and I thought it kind of went over people's head. Right, the reason why he was calling it like a setup, he said it. He was like, "Yo, how everybody know that you talking about putting me in a fight with him, but me?" That's what he was calling like, and I understood it. Put yourself in his shoes as a fighter. Chop, man. Hypothetically speaking, you know, I'm the promoter, you the fighter, bro. And you would think if I got Chop about to fight somebody next, if I'm putting
Chop
you in Hill next, bro. One of the first people that's gonna know is Chop.
Yeah.
Not everybody else, the media, these other outlets, and then you pop up, you open your phone one day, this shit pop up, you read, you about to fight who? He think about putting you in there with who? You like, yo, what? Like, and at the time, he know he's still young. So he kind of understood, like, for you to even think to do it and not tell me. That's why he was talking setup. It made sense,
It wasn't said like that, though.
Like, yo, why would you not tell the fighter that, yo, this is what I might do? And then you use it like it's a threat because you know at that point, let's call it what it is. Tank wasn't as established and Loma was. You get what I'm saying? And that's why some people felt comfortable with seeing it then because they felt like Loma had the ups. But I'm with you, Chop. I think Tank would have got. I just think it would have been a tougher fight.
It wasn't said like that, though. Back then, it wasn't said like that, though, Just. It wasn't said like, this who you fight next. He said, shut up before I call Loma.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what Mayweather said to Tank.
Yeah,
so
that's
it was like, oh, I'm about to set you up to fight this guy. He said, shut up before I call Loma. And Tank bowed down. And matter of fact, they was about to break up and everything over that. I remember, bro. And I was like, man, he should have stood up and said, well, call Loma.
Yeah, he said nervous. I was nervous. But that's normal stuff. But yeah, I get that. But I think that's just, you know, that's a matter of you trying to catch a guy where you know he's still developing and you put him in there with somebody that, you know, obviously is more established. It's easy. It's kind of like when him saying he ain't ready. You get what I'm saying? And people don't even respect that, but that shit is real. You know what I mean? You talking about a guy 400 fights and then been put in title shots since he in his second pro fight. So Loma has some experience as a professional over him. I think that concerned Tank just being honest. Like he more established. He like, bro, you trying to, you know what I mean? And that's where I level with him. Like that, tell the fighter, you know what I'm saying? But I still
he's still gonna get him up out of there, man. And unfortunately, when they fight this time, I mean, he ain't gonna get the respect for Loma that like many other people will get for him.
What's good, family? That's what I said. I ain't seen people be shook since the Tyson era. That, by the way, that's my favorite heavyweight. He got me.
Hey, if he knock Loma out, he will. And
he can't wait out another world champion. Although that waiting Loma out stuff is like that's a mirage. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really follow the paper trail, you can't find nowhere where Bob Arum was on record trying to make that fight and saying they won't. Right. I just seen them blame it on Floyd, talking about it's a promoter. That's why I said while people trying to blame Floyd, Bob Arum out his own mouth was saying it's his promoter. You got to talk to his promoter. So, it wasn't nowhere where that fight was like, all right, here's an offer up and we just going to wait him out. I just think that's BS because I don't think Loma is like some old ass man. He just won a title.
Hell no.
You already know. It's I had it pinned though in there though, Don. It's in there pinned though, but we hit that 3-hour mark. Shout out to my guy, the Chop Shop, coming through. You definitely know we're gonna build. Look, Don, we're gonna be back tomorrow for sure, and I'm gonna drop the link again. I'll pin the link the whole time, and we're gonna build. I always want to hear from the people. Sometimes, we did.
Hey, we ain't gonna always agree, man, but it's just the sport we love. That's all.
For me though, I elevated past those. Like, notice, bro. One thing you're gonna notice about me, you will never hear me say I disagree with you. That's gonna be a rarity. It's just I'm past that. Like, if I respect you enough to have you up here talking to me, what I look like disagreeing every single time you make a logical point just to make mine. That's not a build. That turns into an argument. And notice, future reference. Remember, I said this to you. Any other time you're on a panel from now on, wait till you hear the first time somebody disagree. Watch how I go from a panel with maybe whether it's 8 to 10 people, it's a full panel. It's gonna go from a panel discussion to the me and you argument now, because now you disagree, and I feel like I gotta prove to you why my point is good, and kind of, you get what I'm saying? No, it's gonna turn into an argument. I don't disagree with people because it's no need, especially if you're a logical person. You know what I mean? I might not see it that way, but there's no need for me to disagree. I can be like, I feel you, and then I'll be like, hey, this is what I think. That's why I always say let's build. Like, I really mean that. I build. I don't argue. I'm not a right or wrong dude. I don't do my content like that. You know what I mean? I only care about being right when I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, if it's perspectives and opinions, let's rock out.
And just one thing you know about me, man, I'll give it up quick if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'll say you right in a heartbeat if I feel you, if I think you're right. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be, man. We brothers. And that's what we do, man. But salute to you, man. Much love, bro. And
I appreciate you, bro. Tie back in tomorrow. We're gonna be cooking again.
Yeah.
Black belt was good with it, Brody. Nah, I don't think it would have been a setup fight. I think Lee Shelby was at a is it Shelby? No, it wasn't Carmel and Shelby. It was Carmel and Lee Woods, I think, right? Was it Lee Woods? He said he was gonna try to set up. Was it Lee Woods? Who was it? Damn, it was one of them ex-champions. I think it was Lee Woods, right? Carmel, but nah, because the dudes at different points in their careers. Loma was considered in his prime when they was initially talking about him and Tank fighting. Tank wasn't. That was the discrepancy. That's why people were cool with seeing it, because they felt like Tank was at a disadvantage, and they were cool with seeing it because people want to see him lose. Now, you fast forward to today, we have no evidence to say that Loma is old and they waited him out, because what performance could you point to in the ring and say, yo, that's a performance you could look at, you could tell Loma getting old, because you'll be lying. The last time he was in the ring, he got a knockout to the body of a guy in Cambosis that never been stopped. Before that, he gave Devin Haney hell, and more than half of the world thought he won. So again, and that's a world-class fighter who's still a champion now, and Devin Haney, and undefeated. So again, tell me how exactly did they wait him out? Nah, now the playing field is a little bit more even. Some would say it even tips in Tank's favor, because he obviously is prime, and Loma is soon to be on his way out. See, so now they don't want to see it because it's cool as long as Loma look like he got the ups over Tank. But when Tank look like he got the advantage, They making complaints talking about, oh, he waited him out. There's no waiting him out. This is what boxing is. You know how boxing goes. Sometimes it's all about timing, out with the old and with the new. I don't think it's intentional. We're going to wait till Loma get old. How you know Loma still be there? Get what I'm saying? Tank got more fights than Loma. You know what I'm saying? We talking about he put all the miles on his body as an amateur, you know what I mean, with those 2 Olympic runs. So you already know Verse Havoc for sure, bro. We got to keep building on this great boxing. Let's elevate past agreeing to disagree. That's corny. That's just another way to, you know what I mean? That's only said when people are trying to avoid an argument. And I'm not an argumentative person, so I ain't got to agree to disagree. I could rock with you and keep it push big. Him being 37 in boxing, nah. But again, you calling him, and he ain't 37, bro. You just aging Loma. Loma ain't 37 years old. What are you talking about? Loma ain't 37. Loma like 36, I believe. I know it's big there, but yeah, you putting an age on it. He ain't 37. He ain't 37, and look, it is what it is. My thing is Loma still performing like a top fighter? Because if you say no, you'll be lying. Get what I'm saying? He totally outclassed Kambosos every round and stopped him. Gave Devin Haney hell, all he could handle. And won every other fight besides, outside. The last time he lost before that was Tio. Get what I'm saying? So the dude still got it. He's still a world-class fighter. You can't point to no performance where you could say he looks old in the ring. Age is just a number. You get what I'm saying? Everybody don't age the same way, and you can't say he old based off what you saying in the ring. You could harp about his age, but that don't mean shit. He still can fight. Still a world-class fighter. Still a champion. You can't tell me that they can't fight. He's a champion. If he's so old, then he need to retire. You get what I'm trying to say? I think when he was 22, when he got a title. Nah, Loma never tried to do anything. Loma can't try to do anything. Tell me when Bob tried to make the fight. We already been through this, man. Loma wasn't enthusiastic about getting in there with Tank. He was even asked, he said, for what? For money? He said he wanted to fight on pay-per-view. What pay-per-view he been on? Like, Loma made excuses for why he ain't fight him. You know what I'm saying? But 37, he at the top, right? I think it was 25, 27. Yeah, don't try. Yeah, he ain't try to fight Tank that early. Man. He didn't never try to fight Tank the way y'all saying. But all you gotta do is follow Bob Arum. Show me when Bob Arum tried to make the Lomachenko and Tank fight. He didn't do it. Nah, age don't determine if you old or not. Your performances determine if you old or not. Some people get old before 37. Tony Harrison is a prime example. Sean Porter is a prime example. Andre Ward, prime example. He's a Hall of Famer. He didn't even get the 30s. No, the age don't determine who's old. The performances do. You know what I'm saying? Every 37-year-old ain't the same. Bud Crawford at 37 ain't gonna be like EJ at 37. No disrespect to EJ. What are you talking about? The performances determine the age, not the age in and of itself. You tripping. You don't look at a person and say, yeah, he old because he 40. Like, nah, if he performing like he was 5 years ago, then he's still a top guy. Top guy is a top guy. That age don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? That age don't mean shit, man. You know what I mean? It all depends on how you treated your body. You know what I'm saying? The wear and tear over the years is real, but if you did your body right, how Bud has, then he's a preserved 36, about to be 37 years old. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. From my viewer got tired. He pretty much said that. It's hard to keep getting up for them fights. He put everything into his training camp, so it's hard. So again, people age differently. None of those dudes I mentioned made it to 37, and they all retired beforehand. It's a prime example. Nah, man, the age don't determine. Oh, it's the experiences, the fights. Ruslan Provodnikov, tell me when he retired. You get what I'm trying to say? Dudes, the fights will age you. You know what I'm saying? The fights will age you more so than your actual number you are. You know what I'm saying? You get in there, you got some guys that just haven't been in wars. So they've been able to, preserve their bodies pretty good. You know what I'm saying? They don't drink, they don't smoke, they live the right way. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll tank out. Yeah, no, I get all of that, bro. But that's just a call out, black belt. I get it. You could the call out. But look, why we talking about then when they can fight now? They never was in negotiations, and Tank said not right now. He not in the mood. That never happened. You see what I'm saying? They never got as far back then as they got in this trip. It was never like that. They was never in negotiations to fight each other before. This trip they was, and look who's saying, give me some time. It ain't Tank. You get what I'm trying to say? They never was in negotiations at no other point before this. So the call-outs don't mean nothing. They think about it. Shakur called people out, right? Then he don't get the fights. They criticize him, but Loma calls somebody out and the fight don't get made. We blame the fighter. We blame the other guy. Shakur called a guy out, the fight don't get made. We blame Shakur and say he clout chasing. See what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is the fighters are going to be fighters. They're going to call each other out. They're going to talk shit. They're going to say they'll fight each other. They're going to say they'll beat each other. All those things are true. But at the end of the day, they're speaking as individuals. Their teams are going to make those decisions with them. You know what I'm saying? I remember Loma was running around calling Tank out and calling Tank. Yeah, but that stuff is light. That's why I said chop, because he wasn't really talking about making no fight. Your facts that the accident sped it up. Salute to Melanie Queen. I appreciate all that you do in the chat, man. I appreciate you. 147 heating up. Yeah, got some. Salute to Jarrell, man. Shout out to Ja. Appreciate you, my guy. No dude is a scientific fact that you produce less testosterone at that age. Oh nah, yeah, Rollo, you can have that, bro. You can have that. No, what I'm saying is crazy, but you're the only one in here thinking that. The performances determine the age, not the number. All that you trying to go scientific, you lost the debate that you trying to start. I don't care what study you try to show or none of that. I have a shit ton of evidence. And I even named fighters to make my example. You haven't named no fighters. You just talking about testosterone and all this weird stuff. Fact of the matter is, Lomachenko still performs at a high level. The shit you talking is irrelevant. Show me a time in the ring where he's looked old and he looked like a guy that should retire. If you can't find any evidence of that, none of the fights that he had, you just talking. You just talking to try to make your point. The fact of the matter is, the fight is every bit of good now as it was back then. The difference is they both have titles and they both coming off knockout wins, which is why they should fight. So all that stuff you talking really is irrelevant. Lomachenko is still at the top of his game right now. Maybe not being the physical peak of his prime, but he's still there. I mean, so salute to you though, bro. Have at it, man. I determine if fighters are old based on fights, not age. You get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear none of that when you had George Foreman come back at 50 years old and win. I'm not trying to hear none of that testosterone garbage. You know what I mean? Fight is a fight, bro. He goes in there and he performs at a very high level. You know what I'm saying? Team producing. Yeah, that's I'm telling you, Chop. When they see that it's a lane there and they you know what I mean? They mash the gas. They like, bro, we getting his money. He gonna keep winning, and we got one of the best fighters in the world. Meanwhile, we gonna get him to them other guys too. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's just all a matter of time. You just gotta let it. You know what I mean? Just let it happen. You know what I mean? On Tank side, I was saying Loma was trying to cherry pick. Okay. Yeah. But even then, though, Black Belt, he wasn't too gung-ho because we was talking about it. I had a couple links in here to show when Loma was asked about Tank. He was saying everything but yes. He wasn't saying, yeah, I'll fight him. He literally said to one of the interviewers when they asked him about fighting Tank, he said, for what? For money? For money? He literally said that. Like, what the hell? Like, what else would you fight him for? Money, legacy, all that. Like, he sounded like he didn't even want to fight him. And again, never mind what the fighters say because they don't make the fights. Pay attention to Bob Arum. Bob Arum has never been in negotiations to make a Tank fight ever outside of this point right now. And the only guy that's saying, give me some time is Lomachenko. Is not Tank. He don't get no excuse because he say 36, 37 years. He's 36. You don't get no excuse because you're 36, bro. You a champion. Champions fight other champions. Why are we making excuses that champions can't fight other champions, dude? Get what I'm saying? Yeah, caught me over. Listen to my brother Mike Kirkland. A little something for the channel. It's big, always, Mike Kirkland, man. Salute to you, bro. It's always big support from you. Much love and appreciation.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. I was supposed to be off a few minutes ago, y'all. But again, shout out to the family, man. Shout out to Black Belt. Yeah, man, I'll tell you. I was saying this before, man. When it comes to these dudes, no matter how much of an A-side you might consider them, they don't make fights by themselves, bro. Their job is to prepare to sign off on the fights, prepare for the fights, and win the fights. They don't. Their responsibility is not for them to facilitate their next fight. You get what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying he don't have no say in it, but that's not his job. He's not out here producing his own fights. No fighter is. This is not about Tank. No fighter is. None of them. None of them are going out there and making their fights by themselves. That's not a reality, and people need to stop saying that too, because that's not how boxing works. Boxing Hacker, what it do, my guy? Vasyl, peace, my guy. It's not about Tank, it's about boxing. You just don't like Tank, Rallo. You just don't like Tank. The fact of the matter is, fighters don't be sending contracts either. Their teams sending the contracts. They ain't sending them. Is that boot news true? They sent the offer. Yeah, they I just had YSM up here, bro. They the offer thing is real, but I think they had a discrepancy with money right now, bro. I think they trying to figure out, what's good, because Brian Norman Sr. said at the money that they offering, he wanted to be somewhere else, not in Philly. You get what I'm saying? But if it could be somewhere else, then he'll take the money that they offering. If it got to be in Philly, he's saying he want a little bit more money, and he ain't. It don't sound like they're trying to break the bank. It don't sound like a price out move. It sounds like a negotiating to me. And I hope Eddie Hearn is smart enough to try to secure one of those unification fights for Boots. Otherwise, he might fail him. And he already on the clock with Boots and Shakur. So we're going to see, y'all. We're going to see. Salute the Melanin Queen. Appreciate it. Shout out to my brother, Hardcore Boxing News, J Hardcore, and the JBT family. But, man, salute to everybody in the building. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this Good Friday, man. Another dope build in the books. I appreciate everybody. Everybody in the super chat. Cash App. Much love. We're going to keep building, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow, though, man. Build on this good boxing, y'all. You dig? Ace, my guy. The Chop Shop. Mike Kirkland, appreciate you, man. Always supporting the grind, bro. Rallo, shout out to you too, man. It's never an argument with me. The difference between me and most content creators, they want to argue with people. I don't really care to argue. I'd rather chop it up with you. But what you're saying, it makes sense. But that's not the end all be all. And that works differently from person to person. So that's why I use my evidence on the body of work. If I see guys able to perform at a high level in a late age, I'm going to identify with that, and I'm going to give them credit for it. You know what I mean? Some guys, they get older faster, but what helps with that, it be the lifestyle or it be the fights that they be fighting, right? They fight these fights that take a lot out of them physically. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't think that's the case with Loma right now. You know what I'm saying? I do think he put a lot of miles on his body as an amateur, though. And Hearn didn't know. I think he gave it away late, Mike, in that last round. I think if he'd have fought a bit harder, more aggressively, put a couple more combinations together in that last round, Mike, I think Hearn would have got it. So I think he did enough to fight to a draw in a sense. So you got Boots and Brian. Man, that's a bang out fight, man. That's a bang out fight. I like both guys. I rock with both. Boots, I think at this point is more polished. I've seen him more times. I would have to lean towards Boots, you know what I mean? But I like Brian Norman, and I don't count him out in no fight. I want to be clear. You know what I mean? That's a competitive fight. It's a good fight. You know what I mean? But Boots is a dog, man. 10-year. Yeah, but again, when you're not chasing him necessarily, if that ain't never really been the focus, then how is it a bad thing, Rallo? Fans feel like he should have been chasing unifications, but he didn't do it. He been able to have a successful career without having to chase a unification bout. But see how we keep being stuck in the past? Lomachenko is legit a unification fight. We should be pushing to see the fight instead of pushing against it. That's the unification fight that you're talking about. Salute the Boxing Hacker for the color in the chat, man. Much love. In Loma interview, Loma was saying that at 130, him and Tank could have unified if Tank wanted it. But why talk about the fight now? He's at 135. And look who's saying no. They was never, and this is the problem. Boxing Hacker, shout out to my guy. Appreciate the support too. It was all, like you saying, it was always just talk, Boxing Hacker, before. It was always just talks, whether it was on either side. They never was in any type of negotiations. But now, until now, and look who's stalling. It's not Tank. So who you think I'm going to criticize more? You get what I'm saying? A guy that neither guy make their fights. Bob never really tried to make a fight with Lomachenko. And Tank, he would have said it. He would have said it. He literally snapped on people for even asking him about making a fight with Tank. I've heard him do it. Reporters and all that. So he never tried to do it, but until now. And one guy is hesitant. It's not Tank. and people are making it all about age. I think it's about what Loma's saying, and he gotta get himself up for that fight, because that could very well be his last. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's my point. It was talks back then. Talks are talks. Negotiations are far different than just talking. I mean, you really fixing to get the fight on, which they still are headed to do. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was just back and forth. This one say this, he say that, and nothing really materialized because nobody was pushing or trying to make that fight. At no point in Lomachenko's career could you point to and tell me definitively, or not you, but anybody tell me that Bob Arum was trying to make a fight with Tank, and he said no.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Kirkman. Appreciate it. Shout out to Boxing Hacker. Salute to Jarrell. Man, yeah, Dragon, man. I think that fight was like that, man. It was that type of close. But you know, Brian Norman's a dog. Can't count him out. He always seek out people to get that work. So he a dog. I don't count him out. I'm just telling you why I seen Boots more time, a bit more polished. Brian Norman's still in that stage, but Boots still learning too. But Brian Norman is still in the earlier stage in his career than I think Boots is too. You get what I'm saying? And for that reason, I lean towards Boots. But I love Brian Norman as a fighter, and I ain't counting him out against nobody. I always say the best for me Wednesday. Not going to be the old man sitting in the balcony complaining about boxing. Today you did. We're going to enjoy it, Mike, and we're going to love it, bro. Soon was Floyd saying he's not ready. Nah, that's not negotiating, Rollo. Come on, man. That's public talk. Negotiations are not held in public, bro. You're not serious, but salute to you. If that's what you believe, have at it. But that negotiations aren't done in public. You know what I mean? Fight in the past, and Tank said no. Tank don't make his own fights, though. That's why I keep saying, like, people don't know which one to blame. We know he wasn't making his fights back then, so it was never an offer for them to fight each other. That's just talk. It really is. But anyway, y'all can have at it, man. That's again, fast forward. Lomachenko could fight right now, and y'all still talking about years ago. Why? Tank ain't saying no now, and y'all making it all about age because y'all don't got no faith in Lomachenko as a fighter. I don't know. But then that's my time for today, though, man. I appreciate everybody. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the super chat. Cash out. I appreciate everybody. Boxing Hacker, salute to you, Brody. And y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this good old Wednesday, man. I mean Friday. I said Wednesday. Good Friday, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, y'all. So with that, man, we gonna get up out of
Most likely in this fight, I'd have to say it's going to be Davis who's going to wind up needing the knockout as it goes later, because he's falling behind against guys who are not even a quarter of what Shakur Stevenson's boxing ability is, let alone Shakur Stevenson's boxing ability. But nonetheless, yes, of course, Team Davis has a point. Their guy is going to be in the fight because he's a puncher, even if they're behind. Either way, I like the talk, but I want to see the fight. Let's get the fight made. This is what we're talking about here. We want to keep talking and talking. Let's make the fight already.
Right, and I'm with you, Paulie. And on that note, much love, y'all. We out.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see him jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, his channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. 4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.